Hey, what's happening, everybody? Don't change the channel. Don't adjust your screen. As always, not as always, but this is how we kind of start off some of the lives as of lately because I'm usually not ready for the show, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting here in the chats. And who do we got? We got two folks already. We got Virgo Cool, always hitting it off as number one. And then sliding right down into number two is Ultra Liger. What is happening, y'all? I am getting a snack, a drink, some stuff for the show ready to go. Not ready for the camera, though. But you know how we do it here on this channel. Wendy's. Ooh, I would love to have some Wendy's or some pizza. I am having chocolate chip cookie, to be honest with y'all. We got 4 of you watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is doing well out there in the world. I am shy. No, I'm running around and I don't have the greatest setup. I'm using my phone and it's hooked up to my tripod, so I'm carrying it around with me and I don't need it jangling and giving you guys motion sickness and stuff like that. So I figure I will leave it on this screen until it is time to officially start the Ace in the Hole variety show, if that makes sense. To me, it made some sense. But I do hope everybody is well, Ultra. I hope you found some great things. Matter of fact, actually, I haven't asked you or seen you leave it in the comments. Hopefully you got your vehicle all fixed and situated. I know it's been a few days now, but those things can be ongoing and long and drawn out for no reason. And as the thumbnail definitely showed, explicit content. Gee, see, yeah, exactly. I figured it was rough shot. What's happening, brother? But like I was saying, before I rudely forgot what I was saying, because I'm a fool. Explicit content, viewer discretion is advised. I'm kind of in a weird, funky mood as of late. I don't know what it is. I really don't, but I feel like, and I'll open up right here because this is my channel. This is my therapy session. I feel like everybody's been kind of out to get me lately. And I know that's not true, but a lot of it is due to, I don't want to say unforeseen stress, but it is due to a lot of stress that I'm going through and about to go through. Stressing over stress. Isn't that a thing? You know what I mean? Stressing over stress. And that's what I'm doing. I'm stressing over stress. And my mind has definitely been playing tricks on me lately, and it's not been very fun or very good. So, that being said, y'all can come on here and party and say whatever you want. Do whatever you want and have a good old time at the Ace in the Hole variety show, because that is what it is. It's a variety show. It's not just talking this, that, and anything and legal blah, blah, blah. We're talking all that blah, blah, blah. What are we at? At 5 minutes, we're going to start. At 5 minutes. Maybe a little bit after. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome to the Ace in the Hole variety show, where I am Ace and this is my place and I'm your host. I've never said that before. That's new. I am your host for this wild, wacky show. That is, what the hell is the name of this episode? Let's Face It. Why is it called Let's Face It? We're going to jump right into it. The reason it's called Let's Face It is because if you heard me a few minutes ago, I feel like people have been trying to come at me and dismantle maybe certain things that I'm building or just be a negative aura in my life. And I'm not sure if it's true. I'm not sure if it's just me. I think it's mostly just me. And I genuinely had plans to come on here and have, for the 10th episode of the Ace in the Hole Variety Show, be my last one for a minute. I was genuinely going to step away from YouTube. Not necessarily like posting stuff and like talking to you guys like Roughshod and Kaz and all you guys. I would still partake and join in some videos here and there, but I wasn't sure where I was mentally until today. And then I kept thinking, the reason you did the YouTube was for your mental capacity. Why step away from it? So I'm not going to. What up, TK? TK, stick around. Stick around. No, it's not going away. I've had the moment of clarity earlier today at work, honestly, which was a strange and odd place to have it because I just had it there. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to keep pushing through. Because if I stop it, if I stop my own channel or stop making videos or doing lives, then that's on me. That's not on anybody else. That's on me. And I'm not going to let that be on me. No, sir. We're going to keep it going. Work makes me feel good. Bustin' makes me feel good. Or should I? No, I can't say it like that. Bustin' makes me feel good. That's the only way you can say that. But we're going to keep on rolling, baby. As Limp Biscuit once said, rolling, 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 rolling. Chocolate chip cookie. Cookie Monster. TK, do you think they're going to make Cookie Monster NECA figure? Let me know in the comments on the side. But yeah, that's why this episode was originally, it is originally called Let's Face It, because I was going to be like, let's face it, man. I think we come to a point where I need to take a stop, but we're going to keep rolling because there's no reason to. I'm just going to get more, I'll get into a depressed state if I stopped. And that's no good. That's no good, no fun. We not have that. So, like, I'm looking at my notes. I didn't have time to prepare. I literally wrote that. But we got some shout outs. And our first shout out, I hope so. I hope so. Cookie Monster and that fucking the count. If you join this live later or at some point or Kaz's later tonight, I want you to show off that count if you don't mind. Even if it's in the box, I'd like to see it in box. I would really like that. Fumbling through the galaxy seems to be stumbling through Ace's place. We appreciate you coming in here, my brother. But my shout outs, there's only 4 of them. It's the usual 4, but we're going to start off with Frank. Doom on you. Because of Frank, he sent me a package within the week of some really epic, awesome Ninja Turtle figures and some other miscellaneous stuff thrown in. I got this stuff over here. I've shown it off here on the channel. So if any of you guys that are here that have never seen that stuff, go check it out. Go watch my other video. I got a video specifically for Frank. Doom on you. Up next is Casual Toy Collector, and Casual Toy Collector gets the second spot because he sent me wherever they are. I don't even know where the hell they are now. Oh, right there. My April O'Neil's over there. Little 3D printed televisions, which look awesome. So thank you very much, Kaz. Go check out his channel. Actually, check out Frank's channel, Frank Doom on You, YOO, and Casual Toy Collector. That's casual with a K. They both specialize in figures, bullshitting, goofing off, good people, great stuff to get in on and check out. And the third spot goes to The Man Who Laughs, and I got to give it to The Man Who Laughs because, again, you helped me with the setup of my living room and helping me get out there and get a shelf. So appreciate that, brother. Love you very much. Check out his channel, The Man Who Laughs. The G is a 9. And Roughshod Stalks. You'll always get a shout out every single time. Don't know where you'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 or anything else like that, but you will always get a shout out. Roughshod Stalks. Go check out his channel. Finding the latest, greatest in all the action figure world, play sets, discounts, clearance sales, you name it, he'll find it. Go check out Roughshod Stalks. Give everybody a like and subscribe. On that note, we are going to take a moment. We're going to drop it down, and I want to give it's not a shout out, but my respect to Val Kilmer, who had passed away on April 1st, 2025. We all, every single one of us that's in this chat, every single one of us that's on YouTube, every single one of us that loves movies, toys, pop culture, Val Kilmer most likely had touched whatever your fandom is. There's no denying that he has a huge place in what up, man? There's no doubt in my mind, though, that Val Kilmer hasn't had an impact on my life. I mean, I have a whole section right here dedicated specifically to Batman Forever, his only Batman movie. Out of all the Batman movies, that's the only. It's not even my favorite one. My favorite one is Batman '89. But Val Kilmer, I'll name off some of the movies. Real Genius. My favorite one he was in was Heat. Like I said, Batman Forever. There's Tombstone, True Romance, Top Gun. What was that comedy? MacGruber, he was in that. There's a documentary called Val. And then he had a little cameo appearance in the sequel, Top Gun Maverick. The Doors, that's right. That is exactly right. The Doors, 100% Virgo. I'll Be Your Huckleberry. Top Secret, Jesus, that's an older one too, man. That was like, what was like one of his first. What up, C Frost? I don't know why I did that. There's a C. Or is this a C? Am I backwards or normal for you guys? I don't know. But Val Kilmer, like I said, we all can pick a movie, you know, whether we're into toys or whatever it is, a movie with Val Kilmer in it and say that, yeah, that's it. So fuck yeah. Val Kilmer, R.I.P., man. You're a Batman of my generation, so that does make me sad. It's making me sad right now. I kind of like hit a slump right there, and that sucked because I know when Adam West passed away, it was like, you know, that's a big deal because that's like the first Batman essentially live action, and he was just a freaking rad dude in all the media he was in, or mediums he was in, you know. When he was playing Mayor West and Family Guy, or the Gray Ghost in the Batman animated series, like Adam West was just a terrific dude. But it didn't hit me like, oh, because I didn't grow up with him. I knew who he was, but I didn't grow up with him. But definitely, you know, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and even George Clooney. Those are the three Batmen of my childhood. So to lose one of them, it's like, oof, Batman can't die, right? So R.I.P. Val Kilmer, Batman Forever, Val Kilmer Forever. 65 is very young. It is very young. That's literally 20 years older or 30 years older than me. And to think another 30 years, like, I don't know, that sucks. R.I.P. Val Kilmer. We love you. But let's talk about some fun stuff. We're going to zoom through some of these like we usually do. If there's anything you guys want to specifically talk about, put it in the comments, or when I open up the chat, bring it right up. Christian Bale. Oh, that went right by too quick. Hold on. I'm going to pop that back up. Virgo. Is that new? Hold on a minute. I hope I don't lose you. Okay, there we go. That's weird. It asked me if I wanted to put this up on the thing instead of but Christian Bale is my Batman, although I'm familiar as far back as Adam West. Yo, Christian Bale is legit Batman. I loved all three of those movies. Saw all three of those movies in theaters, and they're still great. They're still really great. So, there isn't a Batman or an actor that I'm like, I hate him as Batman. Even the George Clooney Batman and Robin, whatever, it sucks, but I think everybody tries their best. Oh, Liger, I'm sorry, we disagreed. I enjoyed Clooney because I don't know, I don't watch him in anything else, so I don't really care. I'm neutral. That's what it is. I'm very neutral on it. But I don't have any of this in order of days or anything. But CinemaCon, for you guys that don't know what that is, it is a huge movie comic like convention where all these different movie companies and stuff get together and they do presentations of like what's hot, what's coming out. They show audiences, first. Oh no, I like Batfleck. He was huge. He was a buff dude. I'm neutral to all of it because I just enjoy all of the comic book crap. Crap. Emphasis on crap. But CinemaCon, they show all these new movies, trailers, this and that to the audiences, behind the scenes stuff, sneak peeks, yada yada. So I wrote down some of the things that I personally think were kind of cool. And again, if you guys want to talk about any of this, put it in the comments and we'll highlight it and we'll give it a talk about. And then when I open up the chat in like 10 minutes, we can talk about it then. So I got they showed a Superman sneak peek, and that actually DC put it online. So if you guys have seen the Superman sneak peek, I know Virgo and Roughshod did. I saw it too. I think The Man Who Laughs saw it. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm 100% let's go see Superman, but I'm definitely like, I'll go see Superman. Sure. And from the rumors I've heard, I hope this isn't a spoiler for anybody, but I heard, I'll say it like that. Rumor is that Bradley Cooper is going to be Jor-El, Superman's dad. That'd be interesting. The Justice League Society, I don't know what the hell they're calling themselves in the movie, but they're not in it very much, which I expected. But where and how they're sprinkled in is where I'm curious. They showed, I guess, some footage or images of Avatar, Fire and Ash, which I've never seen either one of the Avatar movies, so I'm personally not interested in them, but I know a lot of people are, so in case any of you guys are and you haven't heard about it, there's a third one coming out. There is I know Roughshod, you definitely have seen this movie, and probably you too, Fumbling, and probably you too, Ultra. I don't know, you know what, we probably all saw this. What the hell was it? I was just gonna say, I gotta look at it again. The Running Man remake. We all have seen the Schwarzenegger Running Man movie. Like, we've all seen that film. For better or worse, it's kind of a fun ass film. So there's going to be a remake of it. I don't know how much more accurate to the movie or to the book for the source material it's going to be, but I'm excited for a new Running Man. I don't know if it's going to be a sequel, like where it's Schwarzenegger's son or something, maybe, or if it's, again, I don't know. I'm super stoked. The original is perfect. And Fumbling, just like with any remake, just because they remake something doesn't mean it gets rid of the original. That original is still always going to be there, brother. That 1990 Ninja Turtle movie is always there for me whenever the newest one comes out, and it's dog shit. So just breathe in, breathe out. You have to accept this because of the Star Wars universe being the way it is. You did put something and I wanted to see that. What did you write? The Megan 2.0 intro was cool as F. I've never seen Megan, to be honest with you. I'm not even interested in it. I'm gonna boycott it. Don't see Megan. No, go ahead and see Megan. See whatever you like. I support it. That's exactly the next thing, Roughshod. Look at this. You read my fucking mind. Where is it? Naked Gun trailer. Hell yeah, man. The Naked Gun trailer. I have not seen it yet personally. I just saw that it was up today, so I'm going to check it out here a little bit later. It's Liam Neeson in a comedy, which is really funny is Liam Neeson is playing Leslie Nielsen's character. Their names are so easy to confuse, so it's like, he's the son? He's the son? He is his son. I am just thinking of all the shenanigans in this movie. Oh my lord. I can't wait to see this trailer. He's the son. Oh, don't get me wrong. I want to see him in a Darkman movie too, but seeing him as in a Naked Gun movie, which I hope it gets sequels. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. That's going to be terrific. I look around the room for surveillance camera sign Graybeard. How to see? Yeah. He saw the notes. All three have sons. Oh my lord. All right, I can't wait to see that trailer. Let's get right down to this. What else do I have here? There was some stuff for the Thunderbolts. So I didn't see, what they revealed or what they didn't, but the only thing I watched, and I just watched it before the stream here, was a minute-long video of David Harbour driving a Red Guardian limo with all of the Thunderbolts in the limo. And it was pretty damn funny. So if you guys are interested in that, I suggest you go check that out. There was some Fantastic Four news. There was a new trailer, I guess, shown off to the crowd, and the news that Sue is pregnant. I'm 100% interested in the Thunderbolts. I can't wait for that film. That Sentry figure we looked at, chef's kiss. That thing looked really cool. Wrapping it up here with some of my notes. Thundercats. Did you guys see this? Oh yeah, I'll watch it all too. It does. It feels like it's a Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with like the Suicide and Squad. And what I mean that is like it's gonna be a little rock and roll with a little funk. A little bit of funkiness with some rock and roll. And I'm all about that. But yeah, Thundercats. Those Thundercat crossover figures with Masters of the Universe. The I don't know what the hell the fucker's name is. Battle Cat, man? No, that can't be his name, right? I think that's what it is, right? I think it's Battle Cat mixed with whoever I just said. I can't even remember now. Battle Cat, man at Arms. I don't fucking know. He looks so cool. Thunder, thunder, thunder. Oh! I have a keychain somewhere with a cool ass. Oh, it's right here. Hold on, folks. Aces Places got it. There it is, man. There it is. Whoosh. It's like real metal, too. That'll kill you. Watch out, Mama. I ain't here to fuck around, man. I gotta stop because I'm gonna get out of control with this shit. Because my inner nerd, I like Thundercats quite a bit. Me and my buddies from high school, we would go to one of their houses, and he had a pool table down in the basement. And I remember the day he bought the Thundercats DVD box set, and we were like, let's get some snacks and some drinks. We'll play some pool and watch Thundercats. We must have sat in the basement one sitting like 6-7 hours. And look at this thing. It's metal. It's sharp too. Oh, my fingers. I love this thing. I do. It's cool. I bought that years ago at FYE. I'm very tempted to get, depending, when they go on sale, obviously. I'm not going to jump at them. But I'm very tempted to get a He-Man Thundercat crossover figure because I think that's pretty badass. I can't even lie. I can't even lie. It's almost like up there with the Ninja Turtle ones for me, honestly. It's like, we got to be careful. But clearly, y'all in the comments think that's pretty cool too. And now, Daredevil. Did anybody watch Daredevil episode 7? Yeah, bro. In 2005, Volume 1 Thundercats DVD was released. I picked it up. Best Buy. Dude, yes, that's exact 2005, man. I was like 15. 15, yeah, exactly. I was 15 or 16, right? Remember, yeah, I guess it was like right before Christmas, I believe. But yep, that's when he got it, was that box set at Best Buy. 100,000,000%. So that's dope. On the edge of a new hole there, buddy. Oh my God. The toy hole is ever expanding. Especially, oh my God, there's stuff here, guys. But yes, Daredevil episode 7 was pretty shocking. Spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen it. I'm gonna say a spoiler right now, and then I'm gonna open up the chat. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna open up the chat, and then we're gonna talk about it. Because if anybody wants to actually jump in first, well, before I bring anything up, we can. I do have stuff I'm gonna show off. I'm just gonna wait. And if y'all are wondering what I'm drinking, I went out and I squeezed the nipples of a cow, put milk in my cup. I didn't really actually do that. I just bought a gallon of milk and then poured it into a cup. But I have drank milk straight out of the teat. Grew up on a farm. Semi-farm boy over here. Yeah. I'm looking at my notes, making sure I hit everything. Making sure I'm going to reread it again. I didn't have time to prepare. Street Profits. I gotta lean back with it. Yeah, Street Profits, though, man. What's the one that's with Bianca Belair? That's the guy I want to be. Get out of my face with that. I am going to open up the Chitty Chitty Bang Bangs right now. So if anybody wants to jump on in, please feel free to do so. Montez Ford. That's right. Oh, why is that not? Let me know if that link worked or not, because for whatever reason I'm going to try to post that again because I don't think that looks right to me. It's like my screen won't show me. Won't show me the like little icon to share, not share the link, but like to send. There we go. I got it. Hey, I guess that was the right one. So, oh, geez, we already got someone in the chat. I bet it's Roughshod. Oh my God, it's Fumbling. He is the first one to come on in. What's happening, my man? Not much, dude. How are you?
I'm good, man. Friday, TGIF always.
Oh my God, you aren't kidding me. You know, you aren't kidding.
I listen. When you asked if the link worked, I had to test it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it worked or not because for whatever reason it always kind of changes the last few like little letters in the link. So it just looked odd from when I looked at it the first time and then when it actually went through. So I appreciate that. And what's up, Frank? Doom on you. So what's up with you, man? Anything new going on?
Not too much, man. You know what? I liked your intro there. I actually have a couple questions. I think you can
Hey,
answer.
shoot them.
One, did Sue Storm have a kid in the comic book?
Yes.
And was the kid, who did he become or she become?
I believe it's Nathaniel Richards, which grows up to become not the Thinker. Oh shit! You're really gonna have to test me now on the live. I should have prepared.
Right. I was wondering if that.
I think he is. He becomes a future Reed Richards, but I think he's also connected to Kang as well, or not Kang. That's Ninja Turtles. Krang.
Okay.
So there's a deep connection there that goes off into a bunch of different directions because I know I have I believe it's an X-Men comic where it takes place in the future and the main villain of it is Sue and Reed, or Sue and Reed's son. And he's like, I can't remember, the creator, the machinist, the mechanic. It's something like that. What's that?
Backstage. Roughshod's backstage.
Oh, maybe he'll be able to fill in the blanks here.
Yeah. There we go.
Roughshod, bail me out, brother. What? Sue and Reed's son. Who did he become? Oh, I think you're muted.
Muted.
Onslaught.
There you go.
Now I am not that familiar, but inside Onslaught, Franklin Richards was inside Onslaught. I don't know how much control he had, but he was like powering the damn thing.
Yeah, there's so many things they've done with different versions of the kid or kids or whatever. So I'm not sure. I don't know what they're going to do or what it could even be at this moment.
So does her being pregnant, does that lead into like the theories that this isn't kind of like the origin story, like this is an alternate universe? Because it seems really early in the story for her to be pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know how. See, I don't know if I know Fantastic Four is like an alternate universe of like the 60s, but in the future or whatever their aesthetic is. I'm not really sure of a time scale.
It's like the Jetsons.
100%. 100%.
Like the Jetsons almost.
So I don't know if that movie's gonna like say it takes place, the beginning of it is like year 1. And then there's like different time jump like throughout the movie. And then by the end of the movie, we're on like year 10 of the Fantastic Four. And now she's pregnant. And then I don't know when they come to the MCU or to the 616 timeline, are they going to have their son involved then too? Is he going to be a grown up by that point? Is he going to be Doctor Doom? I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Lady Virgo.
What was that?
Hi, fumbling. What's going on?
Look
How
at
you
what
doing?
I showed you.
I'm trying
Bruce, what's
to
happening?
interrupting myself because I'm eating.
Jump
what am I
out.
looking up?
That Star Wars animated thing I showed you earlier.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The underground. The
Yes.
underworld.
What's that?
It's
So,
a new. Have you been checking out like the Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Jedi series? It's like 8
short
shorts.
stories.
Yeah, that they release every May 4th. They're if you
Yeah.
have, they're bangers, Ace. So this one now is going to follow Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's
Chad Bane is the guy you use for your picture, right?
correct.
Yeah.
And Asajj Ventress is the massive statue that I just shot a video for. The Mythos, the big 30-inch statue that I got. She is a
Oh
goat.
shit, I have to check that out.
Yeah, she's sick.
Ventress, she's never been part of the live action yet. Not yet.
No,
I'm
not
pretty
yet.
sure sooner or later they will get her.
Please.
But
Eh,
she specifically came up. My first exposure to her was the animated Clone Wars, the old shorts they used to show on Cartoon. That shit was awesome.
dude.
Oh, dude, and
That
Frank,
shit was epic.
Sorry.
Yes.
Graybeard, I'm glad you brought that up. This is
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's her?
That's the
Yeah.
first time she was introduced before she became a different
she's
character.
Oh
she's
shit, I
Dooku.
know.
She's Count Dooku's apprentice.
Yeah,
I didn't know her name, but oh, fuck yeah, I remember her 100%.
yeah. She's
And
yeah,
her people had a hand in Darth Maul and
Correct.
Ovaj
Yeah.
Shapress.
that's
So
right.
that's one side of that one side. And I thought with the Acolyte that they were going down that road a little bit because they brought those folks in, and I was like, oh shit, can we have something like this? But no, they took it. They went somewhere else with it. I was like, damn.
Of course.
But I swear that I know, people are gonna be like, oh, it's females, it's this woke thing. But no, they created Ventures way back before woke became a thing.
Yeah,
So-
she was a badass in that Cartoon Network show you were just talking about, Roughshod. That the short one where it looked like Samurai Jack almost.
Yeah. The 2D.
Yeah, that cartoon was
them things were
fucking
they
awesome.
made more of them.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that the other day. I was talking to my wife and she was kind of asking me like, why do people always mention this woke thing as it pertains to modern Disney? And we're not. But what's interesting to me is I feel really confident that Ripley would be woke today, and so would Princess Leia, which is absurd. It's absurd. Like not every strong female character is like some sort of agenda. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, do you know
I
what
agree
mean?
with you.
Yeah, like it's
100%.
right. It's weird to me that we've gotten to a point in time where if it's a strong female character, it's got to be some sort of agenda. And I tell all the people all the time, if I got into a ring with Ronda Rousey, she would put me to sleep in 7 seconds.
She would kick my ass.
Yeah,
Right.
She would put me to sleep, dude. Like like
legit.
Legit. Yeah. Wouldn't even be like they would be like
And that's mercy for you right there, is her putting you to sleep.
correct.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like that's like arguing that Ronda Rousey was fucking woke. She was, you know what I mean? Like, come on. It's a weird thing to me. Anyway,
100%.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up though as a point of thing that Asajj was away around long.
Well, yeah, if it would come out, some people are not going to be that familiar. If they haven't watched any of the animated stuff or read any of the material, they're going to see her and be like, oh, this is so woke thing. Like, no, that's a badass.
That's it.
I mean, a real badass, which I thought Anakin took care of her ass, but apparently not.
No.
Because
exactly
he put her down. Well, supposedly put her down in that series, but she came back around. So I was like, what the fuck? Maybe they can do the story. Maybe they can connect that. I know they don't have to, but maybe they could connect what happened. Like she fell down the hole and met like an evil version of Yoda or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That would be cool though. Yeah. And TKD makes a good point that animated series, that 2D, for a lot of people is the best of Star Wars.
Oh, I didn't even see that comment.
Right?
It is, man. They
100%.
They were what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes long each
Yeah,
segment?
Yeah.
And they
And
sprinkle that shit once a week, man. I mean, like,
Dude.
oh my god, for 10 minutes I was captivated.
And there was like no talking in it. It was just like
No,
the
there was-
action and the music.
yeah, man.
It was
Yeah,
so good.
And the second question, if I may, that I had that you brought up, which is interesting to me, and I think Roughshot will have something to say about this, is the Superman. Right? So a lot of people are kind of like feeling weird about it, even though those are actual practical effects instead of CGI. And do you think
Wait, you're saying that the Fortress of Solitude is real?
Yeah, like no. But,
no.
but what I am saying is that that teaser they showed of him like flying and people were like, oh, it looks distorted and like it's bad. See, like that's an actual practical effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull it off.
Yeah.
You can pull. I mean, with CGI is great. What's this now? Okay. The CGI is great, but you don't have to do it for everything. You don't.
No.
Yeah, you don't.
Well, that's like I watched earlier before the stream not the original, but the John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes.
And my daughter, she watches it. She's not affected by it or nothing, but I'm telling her how like cool this is because it's real. Like the scene when the guy walks into the kennel and the dog is getting, sprayed by the alien dog. I'm like, that's a real thing with someone with like soap and water or whatever, squirting that dog, and that dog is reacting to like, oh, I hate this.
Totally.
But and you can tell because then when they made the movie The Thing in 2010 or whatever it was, it's a cool continuation or prequel, sequel, whatever it is, but it doesn't hail in comparison at all to the John Carpenter one because it's all CGI.
Yeah.
And yeah, the practical effects, I'm not a movie maker, so I don't know what's cheaper. Is it cheaper to make the monster real or is it cheaper to make it on the computer? I don't know.
Godzilla people that made it back in the 60s.
But I'm gonna spend that extra money and make it as real as I fucking can. Because
CGI is more expensive. It is more expensive. To be honest with you, if you go for a puppet, it's going to be cheaper. You just got to find somebody that's good. And I mean, when you're trying to make something for a movie like that, any type of, creature, animal, anything, and you got to try to make the person that's making that, you got to get the top notch person to do that. Because that's the way it's going to look good on camera. You can't have Mr. fucking Friday Night Sci-Fi Channel do your fucking puppet. It ain't gonna work. It's gonna look like shit. It's gonna look like shit.
Oh, 100%.
You get some people that know what they're doing. I don't know the name of it. I don't know anybody that does that type of work. Like, I would have to go back to Jim Henson. I'd be like, that's the guy I was wanting.
Or like Jim Henson, like Tom Savini, or like Greg Nicotero.
Correct.
Those guys are like,
Stan
to me, they're right up there. Well, Tom Savini unfortunately passed away, but those guys, man, are great.
Whoa.
Yeah, I believe he passed. Unless it was a fake news article.
I don't think Tom Savini's dead. I don't think.
The special effects guy, right?
Yeah, with the one who was in Dust Till Dawn.
I'm pretty sure he passed away. I thought he passed away like a year or two ago. Someone Google that for me.
I didn't know that.
Savini. Hang on.
Tell me I'm wrong then. I want to be wrong on this so bad.
Face Off?
I don't think so. Tom Savini.
I thought I saw that. Again, it could have been a fake news article.
Which is possible.
When Val Kilmer passed away, what are the chances of it being on April Fool's Day? Like, I read it as like, yeah, okay.
And Val Kilmer has been pronounced dead before.
Right.
So, yeah.
When I saw that on the live,
he's not dead.
He ain't dead. Tom Savini is not dead.
Oh, I thought I saw someone say that. Or read that. Hey. God,
he old as hell though.
Well, wait a minute. How old is he?
78.
Oh,
78. Holy shit.
78. Yeah, he's up there, y'all. I didn't
realize he was almost 80.
Yeah. But
Excuse me,
Wow.
y'all.
yeah,
Ooh,
when
yeah, that was
we
good.
were on that live and I found that post about it, I thought it was a joke too. I was like, bullshit. I was like,
Yeah.
I know he's been having problems, but it ain't that
No,
damn
this
bad.
motherfucker
Yeah.
woke me up at 3:55 in the damn morning talking about Val dead. I said, y'all, I really want to more because Val, man, I'm your Huckleberry, like for real, like real talk. I could not wake up at 3:55 the morning Val Kilmer. I couldn't do it.
But the when I saw that, the first article I saw, it was from the Shade Room. That dude, Shannon Sharp, be doing
Oh
that
yeah. Shea
those
Lounge.
interviews, and I was
Yeah.
like, nah, Shannon Sharp wouldn't fuck around like that.
Yeah.
That's when I knew it was legitimate. I was like, nah, it's coming from his channel. I was like, nah, he wouldn't start no shit like
You
that.
mean Uncle Shannon wouldn't do nothing like that?
Nah, he
You know
wouldn't do
who
that.
used to break shit like that all the time, and they did Michael Jackson as well. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, but TMZ, dude, they used to break
yeah.
all that shit, and I used to always think, get
You
out of
gotta
here. But
fact
when it
check
came
them
to
sometime.
death,
Yeah,
that's
TMZ be on it, boy. Them
yeah, that's
jokers.
what they
Oof.
do, right? That's what they
Yeah,
do.
they are the paparazzi.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
are
for
the real
sure.
deal.
That's it, right? So,
They will dig up anything that's going on. They got it.
because dude, when they broke the story of
Don't
Michael
call it.
Jackson, I thought that was a hoax. I thought when they said Michael Jackson had died, that's the only time in my life where I thought that's got to be a hoax.
Yeah, it was wild. Even for
Yeah.
I'm much younger generation than when Michael popped,
Yeah.
but it still was like I was blown away because I mean I had a ton of his CDs. My mom was a huge fan of it, so I grew up listening to him.
Come on.
So I was like, no way, this guy died. Like I didn't think people like him could die.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
And then Prince wasn't long after him, right?
Yeah, way
A
after.
couple of years
Yeah, because
later.
even then I was like, no way. Like
Yeah.
it was like that same feeling. Even though I was older, it was that same feeling of like, what the like, holy shit.
I
Crazy.
mean, I know Prince was messing around with that fentanyl.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think Mike was
at propofol.
Mike was using something else,
Yeah,
propofol.
exactly. Yeah, for
Okay.
sleep.
Yeah. So you know what? It was those. That's when I started first hearing about fentanyl and all that way back then.
Yeah.
But it took a while for it to spread, to
Right.
get like massively like, hey, you shouldn't mess with this.
And
I
Ultra's
remember
got a
my
good
little
one too. The Ultimate Warrior, like Ultra said, that was crazy because didn't he die? And I'm not a wrestling guy, but didn't he die like the day after being inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
He was inducted in the Hall of Fame. He did his like return on Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
And then I think it was like a day after that or
Tuesday.
he
next
died.
day.
Yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
I remember I recorded both of the Monday Night Raw on my DVR at the time for work reasons. And when I watched it before I knew he died, I'm like, oh, this is like a new beginning. And then when he died, I rewatched it and I'm like, this is a fucking eulogy, man. He knew he was going to die. Like he knew he was coming close. It's dark and morbid when you have that thought because it's like, and I had just met him, I think a year or 2 years before that in Poughkeepsie for a wrestling event. And when he got inducted in the Hall of Fame, this like literally sent chills down my spine. He says this in his Hall of Fame speech. He goes, when fans meet me, they always thank me and I stop them and I say, no, thank you. I swear to everything in the world I believe in. When I met him, I shook his hand, and this was before his Hall of Fame. I shook his hand and I was like, oh my God, Mr. Warrior, it's so great to meet you. And he did. He put his hand up and he goes, no, 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 no. And then he shook my hand even harder. And he goes, I want to thank you for being here for me. So when he said that in his Hall of Fame speech, I literally got chills because I was like, oh, he's being real. Like, that's him. He really did do that. And he's a genuinely cool dude. And so then when he passed away, I was like, fuck, a good one's gone.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but yeah,
it sucked.
It was that whole wrestle because you had the Hall of Fame, which is the Friday or Saturday before WrestleMania, their biggest event of the year. They had that. He was inducted. They had the WrestleMania. Then they had him on Monday Night Raw, and then Tuesday he was gone.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I you know, I gotta believe it might have just been the stress.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm
not
thinking,
stress in
right?
a bad way, not a
They
bad
No,
said
way.
no, just physical. Like at
He
his
got,
there
yeah,
age.
you know,
there was a thing
he's
I read where they were mentioning he had blood clots,
Yeah.
and then
hey, he was from the 80s wrestlers,
yeah,
man. They
Big
played
Blue.
hard and they partied hard. I
Yeah,
mean,
and when I saw him live,
yeah.
the only thing he was wearing, and I wish I had the picture hanging up still, and I'm right in my head right now. I'm trying to think where I have the picture of me and him, but he's wearing his tan trench coat that's got like the just Ultimate Warrior stuff spray painted all over it. He was wearing blue jeans, no shirt, the short hair, the face paint, and he was still chiseled, like just
yeah.
defined chiseled. And it's like, Jesus, man, like you have no reason to be that big still in your life other than you gotta try. You have that ego still of I gotta look like this. Because I
Well, I
gave
mean,
up
you
trying to
don't.
be in shape at 35. I'm done. This is it. It's all downhill from here, man. I ain't gonna keep trying no more.
Well,
Wait till
he
you get to
came.
50, bud.
The
Wait till you
Ultimate Warrior came from a bodybuilding background. He went
Yes,
from that to wrestling, so he already had that type of mindset,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you know. And then he went to wrestling, and man, that dude got so freaking huge, man. He was big. I mean, he like grew, man. He was like a walking muscle, just like a literal
seriously.
walking muscle. Everything.
Man, I picturing his like promos and stuff where he's just all flexed out and he's got the bands around his arms, and you just see the veins just booming through his biceps and shit, and his neck is just
Everything.
man. He was that's a comic book character come to life, legit. And Ultra, you mentioning his comic books, 100%. He Ultimate Warrior is a comic book character, like.
Was there two Ultimate Warriors? Did someone
I
pinch in for him after he left? As a young man, I always heard that there was like another guy who played the character.
Yep, there was for a short time.
There was,
It did not work.
right?
And
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
buried. You don't hear nothing about that dude anymore. You
Oh
don't.
man, you see TK's comment, Graybeard?
What do you say? Hang on, I got to put my spectacle on. Oh
That
no,
video,
no.
first of all, that Instagram video at the wrestling show is got to be the funniest thing I saw all week. When that girl
Oh,
shakes her ass and all you can hear is Graybeard going, "I got that shit.
I got that.
shit."
you know why? You know, hey,
It was
no.
funny.
The reason why it was funny, what y'all don't, man. Somebody should have been filming me and Virgo because Virgo looked right at me, and she was like, "You got that," and I was like, "I got that shit."
Oh, that's what. Okay, that's what it is. All right.
I had
Ultra,
to make sure you
When it
100%.
got it.
hey when it comes to what to put on YouTube as far as wrestling goes, let me tell you, Virgo is right on the same page. She knows what sells on the YouTube.
Thank you, Virgo. Thank you,
You're
Virgo.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I looked at the image for a minute before I
Yeah. That
decided to
wasn't
say,
that
let's
wasn't the
watch
worst
this.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Give me
I was
that.
like, skinny guys or that girl. I was like, go with the girl. I like it.
Hey, I can
Yeah,
guarantee you
Renegade was
one. I can
wild.
guarantee you one thing. Any wrestling thumbnail that has a female match as the subject matter will be as X-rated as I can make it. I ain't gonna lie. It will be the most precarious positions. If you go look back at some of the female wrestling things I got, look at the thumb, man. I'm ignorant. I'm like, oh, that's going in. I was like, when I'm filming it, I'm like, oh, that's the thumbnail. And when I look at that, I'm like, that's it.
Now, who's
And then
the
Virgo started catching on to it. She's like, yeah, these motherfuckers like that shit. And I was like, now she watches just as hard as she's looking. She's like, you got that? I was like, yep, I got it.
And then the girls are willing to bend over and show their ass in the
Oh my God, yes.
Of course they are.
I go take a picture with the lady. And she's from Ohio Valley Wrestling. She's from OVW. That's where that girl
OVW.
came from. Yeah. And that's why I saw her. I knew who she was. I couldn't remember her name, but I was like, that's that girl from OVW. I was like, she used to run with what was her name?
The bad
Layla Fox.
Layla
Layla
Snow.
Fox.
Layla Snow.
Oh, Layla.
something.
Oh shit. Layla Gray. Layla Gray.
That's her damn
That's
name.
her name.
Oh, well,
She did that whole baddies thing that what's the other big girl? Jade Cargill did in AEW. She did that thing down in OVW, and she was one of the
Big
bad
girl.
girls. And but yeah, I go up there, you know, because hang on. One of these days I'll show you. I mean, I think Aces has seen it. I got a lot of 8x10s that some of the wrestlers we see. I get them to sign something. I get a picture with them because if they have a good match or entertain me, I'll go see them. And plus, you see them at an independent show, it's going to be a lot cheaper than when they really make it. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're charging you like $10 for a signed autograph. They'll give you the picture for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, 2 years down the line when they're on WWE, now it's $100 for the damn picture.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
without the autograph. Yeah.
Right.
The only one that bought something from her that night.
But I went to go get the picture. And the first thing Virgo hollers, I was like, "Oh, bend over and show your ass."
Oh my
And
God.
she was gonna do it. I had to stop that. I was like, "No, let me take the picture."
No, ma'am, no.
That was the one
Yes,
time.
stop.
One time. Maybe next time, because she asked if we were gonna be at the next show, and I said, "Yeah, of course we are."
That's awesome.
Which is next weekend, by the way.
Oh my
So
God.
I can only
Already?
imagine now what kind of.
How far away? What's the travel for you guys to go to that show?
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Oh,
So what's it called? What's it called in your area?
It is called, now it's called Next Level Championship Wrestling, NLCW.
Okay.
But it's ran by the same venue used to have IWE Wrestling, Intense Wrestling Entertainment. And something happened. There was a divorce, and one of the owners went on about his business. I don't know if it's going to come back or not. But the other owner, the co-owner, said, "Screw that. I'm changing it to Next Level Championship Wrestling. I'm going to keep it going." So it's the same. We've been seeing these same folks for going on 3+ years now.
Good. That's good.
That's cool.
And I ain't going to lie.
So you develop a friendship.
Yeah.
with,
You start developing, those folks see you. They know what you're about.
Excited to
They
see
know
you
I got that
walk in
camera
the
there.
room.
I'm like, your shit. I'm going to have your shit, no bad or good. Your shit's going to be showing on your YouTube.
That's cool.
They are excited for that.
Because they want that.
It's just exposure for them.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while. Those the wrestling companies themselves, that event, man, it could be 2 or 3 months down the road before their actual footage comes out.
Here, there's
you're in a rabbit hole.
There's a wrestling show or a company called Northeast Wrestling in my area, and these are every one of their like pay-per-view shows consecutively that I went to for like a year and a half, and I bought every single one of them on DVD. And this is by far probably the best one I got to see live, was Piper and Hogan face to face in the ring.
Oh, shit.
But man, we go off all the time that it's the independent show itself. It's not even who's there. It's the show itself, man. Like Roughshod says, the little guy that, they will bust their hump for 15 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Just so when you leave it, you're not being like, what a shitty little show that is. Like, you actually take something away and you're like, God damn, I'm actually going to go back to that. Yeah. So I think that's cool that you're literally 10 minutes away from a local wrestling show. Like that, you can't go wrong with that.
Well, and to be honest with you, I mean, we've both been to the regular shows. We've been to WWE shows. We've been to we went to a Raw one time. We've been to a pay-per-view as well. Yeah. And let me tell you, the atmosphere at the independent show is so much different.
Yep.
It's a smaller crowd. It's more intimate. The cost is a hell of a lot lower. For the cost for one ticket to go see WWE with a decent seat, not a nosebleed, but a decent, not front row either, but a decent seat. For the cost of just one of those tickets, me and Virgo are going, we're eating, and we're getting a picture with the wrestler at least for that same price of that one ticket.
One ticket. Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
And it's just, it's different. It's different. I think those shows are a lot more family friendly as far as the experience you get.
Right. They're way more they're way more fan accept. I don't want to say fan accepting, but fan interaction and fan appreciative. Way more. And I think it is that mentality of, you know, we're lower budget. We want to get the recognition, but it's also they're fans as well. And I think most of them would do that shit for free if they could, but you do have to make a living at it. So, and man, when I would go to every single time, I'm not even joking you, every single time I go to one of these shows, I would buy a brand new shirt from almost not at the same time, but collectively, an independent guy at every single show, because they would circulate guys through, and then they would have the same mainstay guys. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Adam Page is on probably 70% of these DVDs before he made it famous in AEW. Like Cedric Alexander, who was part of the Hurt Business in WWE. Tommaso Ciampa is all over these DVDs. A bunch of people in Ring of Honor right now. So, and this was years before any of them were I'd say famous, but big names.
Yeah.
But I wish I could go back to them, because even just that walking into like the gymnasium atmosphere, I love that shit, man. I love that. It's good.
It is. It is. I mean, for us, it's a VFW that we're going to.
Yes.
So when we walk into there, man, it's like you're walking in a fucking Fight Club, man. Brad Pitt and freaking Edward Norton probably gonna be in the corner somewhere. It is.
I love that.
That's exactly what you're walking into. Everything when you get past that doorway, like everything there is part of the show, because them guys have fought everywhere. The snack table, concessions, the freaking where they sell the shirts at and shit, man. I be feeling so bad, like, man, these people are selling shirts here. You know, bust their table.
Yeah.
Peace out.
It's I went to, I don't even know if it's still around anymore, but there was this local show called World of Hurt, WHO or something like that, and they had Raven at their show, and I was like, oh man, I'm a diehard ECW guy. Like, I have to go, and I don't know what the show's going to be, but I have to see Raven at this show. So we're standing there getting ready to meet him. He's literally got his arm around me for the picture and all that. And then all of a sudden, the whole building loses power. And it goes pitch black. And he just leans in and he goes, not even fucking ECW was this bad, man. And I just kind of laughed. And I was like, oh, this is great. And I didn't realize it, but when my buddy took the picture, he had his flash on. And in the picture, I'm like mid-sentence, and fucking Raven, he's got his hand around my neck and he's just flipping the bird, like. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the picture we got. I love it.
I like Seafrost's comment too. Do you see his?
Yeah, the performing in front of people.
I love that, because you never know who's watching or who's there or who's. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's all it takes is that.
Good
you know,
slam,
like,
no.
100%. It even, Seafrost and everybody else, it literally, it even goes into doing the YouTube stuff.
Yes.
When I first started doing lives, I had no expectation of one or more than one person watching anything.
Yeah.
Now it has transpired into having friends that I met doing this, part of my shows and part of my lives. And now it's like that one person that did watch it first is now grown into 10 or whatever it is. And I haven't changed my beat. Like, I didn't start off being like, well, well, blah, blah, blah. And then no, I'm going to keep that same energy. We're going to keep riding, whether it's one or a million. So I have an appreciation for that as well, just from this being my only stage that I've ever had.
It's
global.
I like
global.
For sure. 100% it's global. And and that's wild. We've talked about that before too, but the fact that we have all in a way connected in our own little united nation based on, oh, I like this guy's thumbnail, or, oh, I'm going to watch this video because I like toys too. And I didn't expect to talk to this guy or for him to comment back or for us to engage and now do FaceTime videos or get each other's cell phone numbers. it's gonna sound fucking tongue in cheek, but it's beautiful. Like it really is a beautiful way to connect with people that actually share that similar interest. And it's not just, oh, I work with people at my job and we kind of talk about movies once in a while, or it's personal, it's relatable, it's cool. I really dig it. So yeah, it being global.
I'm scared. I'm actually scared. I'm like, what are the Japanese thinking about me? Do they even understand me? And
that's scary.
And
I
then,
see
and then
so
I think
many,
about it. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I'm from
mo-
Georgia,
most
and
of
half the
my
people in
viewers,
America don't understand my ass.
You
What are
know,
they?
you realize that someone in Kazakhstan is like J.K. Simmons does a Twitch.
yeah. Dude, most of my viewers, or a good chunk of my viewers when I check, are from the Philippines.
Really?
And I'm like, who am I relating to there?
That's cool.
I don't,
That's cool.
I mean, and I don't mean any disrespect, but I don't live in a hut. I don't live out in the jungle. I don't,
God damn it.
Yeah.
I talk about toys and movies and stuff. So the Philippines, I'm really wondering, and I love it. And same with the United Kingdom. I have I don't know, I think it said like 17% of my audience is from England or the United Kingdom. I was like, oh,
That's cool.
top of the morning to y'all over there, whatever the fuck it would be.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah. And that's about the right time frame, actually. Yeah. I like Seafrost's comment too, right? Yeah, I think that was my thing too. Like I met all you guys through Kaz subscribing to my channel and leaving a comment. And I was like, who the hell is Casual Toy Collector? And I went on his show and I was like, oh my God, this is off the rails.
Yeah.
Like, this is just so wild. But everybody was so friendly. And I was just like, oh, this is too good. And Roughshod, I think I would see him comment in the Yojo Jerk community, in that kind of circle of people. And so I recognized that name. But yeah, it was funny, man. I was like, and Kaz and Bruce, man, they're awesome, actually. They bring a lot of cool cats in there. Yeah,
it was the Yojo Jerk thing led me to Legend series because I was listening to him, Yojo Jerk, and then he started putting out his own thing, and I was like, kind of went away from Yojo and like went over there.
Yeah, no, and that's an interesting thing that you point out there. Like the guys that I first started following, I don't follow anymore, because like, I mean, it's just your interests kind of wave and wane, and they go into different. And it doesn't mean I don't support them. Like I actually still pay for memberships to channels I haven't looked at in a year, but I support them because I believe in what they're doing. But am I gonna watch a GI Joe stream? I don't own a single GI Joe, dude. Like not one. And I have no idea. You know what I mean? I love hearing about everything, but not every week, 4 hours a week, because then it's like I can't
open up a it become
right. It becomes stale. You got to have that variety. I mean, even with the movie reviewers I watch, to me, I think this all the time. Why do I need to watch 5 people talk about the same movie and basically share the same opinion? And the answer is because I need flavor. I need different perspectives, even if they are the same, because they might be said differently. And I need to hear other people's thoughts, interpret them. So I totally get that 100%.
For sure. Hey, Derek.
What is up, Derek?
So and listen, you guys are all influencing me because somehow I'm breaking away from Star Wars.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me put you on blast. What do you got?
This week's is the Figure Obscura Monkey King from Mythic Legions.
You were dabbling in the Mythic Legions,
dude. Those are so great.
Oh, they're so amazing, and of course, he will never come out of this plastic. But yeah, dude, I love the Mythic Legion stuff, and of course, for those of you who ordered a dragon, I'm one of the people who ordered a dragon. This is the last weekend to fund, and it just passed 3,000 to 4,000 on its way to the 4,000 goal. So it's like everybody's hoping it gets to that 4,000 because the figure they're gonna drop is probably gonna be worth more than the dragon. That's how crazy the Mythic is, right? It's like those insane. But yeah, it's cool to just kind of see. I thought they would smash it, but Anyway, it's cool. It's fun to watch it, but that dragon, I have no idea where I'm gonna put that fucking thing. But
It's like what, 4 foot long with the
6
fire,
feet,
right?
6 feet,
6?
6 feet. Yeah, from end of the tail. If you bought the flame effect that I did, it's 6 feet from end of the tail to the end of the flame effect.
Jesus.
Fuck, that's dude.
I know what you know. What it gets its own shelf. That's what happens.
Yeah,
It gets its
own
own
shelf.
bedroom.
its own room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they said
6 foot?
yeah, they made it so that it would stand on the USS flag, which is 6 feet when they were scaling it.
They said they made a kaiju.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They made
Yeah.
a legit kaiju.
So what is it? Does it
Thanks,
scale with
Jesus.
like it scales with the 3-inch figures?
No. Mythics are
Like 6 or
112.
7.
Yeah, I think they're
Oh,
112.
okay.
Yeah,
And then
6,
even
7
then,
inch.
this dragon is it's the height of Castle Grayskull. So that's the height of it. And then the length of it is the USS flag. And then if you bought the extra wings, I think width wise, see, I didn't buy the extra wings because I was like, dude, I'm getting like honestly, my wife's gonna be like, bro, get out of the house. And I don't think I'll ever use the flame effect if I'm being honest. But yeah, anyway, it's fuck, dude. It's so big. It's so big. But
Now let me ask you this: how it? I know what you're talking about, but I've just never looked at any videos on it. How can you wrap that thing? How articulated is it?
Yeah,
can
so
you
it's
wrap
got
that thing around?
50 points of articulation.
Wow.
Dude, there's only one place. There's now only one place you can go. Fishing line in the ceiling, man. You gotta have it. Let it fly. Let it fly.
Right. Like, so
let it fly.
What I'm hoping is, because Mythic, whenever they have it displayed at all the shows, they have it kind of on this rock bed that it's like climbing on the rocks, like almost like it's in the middle of like a dragons and caves, I guess. Like it's on this kind of and it's articulated so that you can pose it like that. So I'm hoping that either they or someone on Etsy, I'm sure, is going to create that terrain, that environment, because that's what I would love to do, is put it like
in motion.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Because just
now, are you gonna put like figures with it?
Yeah. So what's cool is it just broke 3,000, which means it's coming with these like charred out skeletons. So that like it's like it just roasted these.
You can put them in front of the flame.
Yeah. So it's, dude,
that's cool.
Great, dude. Yeah, it's. I got to give it to Mythic. Again, I'm new to the Mythic line outside of Figura Obscura, but man, dude, when I saw this thing, and I have to say, a lot of people when it first came out were like, "Oh, it's gonna be like $400, $500." I was like, dude, there's no way something like that could be under $800. There's no way, right? Like, I mean, you look at the quality of what you're getting, the size of what you're getting, the market
size.
Yeah, like, bro, the USS flag. Anyway, so good on Mythic for coming in at 550, dude. For that thing, that's
is that what it is?
Yeah, and then of course the add-ons with the flames and stuff. It all in, if you're doing the whole package, it's
okay.
It's $800.
That's not a bad price for the size of that. And I'm going to compare something that I have in my collection to that, because I have nothing that is like $500 besides the this Avengers Tower.
Right. Yeah.
This thing is not 5 foot tall. This is like 3.5 to maybe 4 foot. And it was $500. I mean, I don't know comparison wise, what that is for the dragon, but to think of a dragon figure going across that whole table almost.
Yeah.
That's like, fucking insane, my guy.
Dude, that is a great list. Maximum Spider-Man's $50. I don't know what's maximum Hulk. He's got to be in that area too.
They're the rumor is 60
for a Hulk.
For a Hulk,
yeah, isn't that crazy?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. I'm like,
thank you, C. Frost.
It's twice the size of Spider-Man. I gotta think that thing's more 70, 80.
Yes, I agree.
That's what I'm thinking.
I agree with you. So you start looking at kind of where you're going with the cost of toys today, and for those things and those large, like, you've got to say, like, dude, yeah, is it unfathomable for guys who grew up in the 80s and paid $3 for a Joe? Yeah, I get it, right? But those days are way gone, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird to me that people haven't adjusted their expectations. And I'm not shilling for companies, but you know, there's a cost of doing business, you know, tooling and all that kind of stuff.
Everything.
It can't be unusual that a figure's $30-$40 today, is it?
No.
No, it's just I think for me when they came out with Maximum, I'm like, all right, you know, Marvel's trying to come out with like a mid-level, you know, something. You got your basic, which sucks, the basics. Then you got your Marvel Legends, they're hit or miss. And they want to, you know, they want to get up in a little bit more of a premium one.
Right.
And I think the big problem with that was you look at the alternatives that are out there, and I specifically point at NECA because they jam, you get their ultimate versions that are $35-$36. Man, they look great, and the accessories you get with them are great. And that's for me, that's where I'm like, okay, what are you doing, Marvel? Because that Spider-Man doesn't look as good as one of my Predators right now that I got from NECA.
Right.
and I think the NECA ones, you know, that's a 6-inch figure, and the NECAs are pushing 7 or 8 inches.
Some of them, for sure.
No, you're right. And if you're gonna compete with the SH Figure Arts and you're gonna compete with the NECAs, you got to give the value for. And I think you're right. I think that's where the community is kind of saying, guys, you know, you're serving me like, you know, porterhouse calling it filet mignon, right? It's
that's where I'm like, you know, I think, you know, other companies are doing it, and you know, it's like now you're gonna force people like to go either low, or they're gonna say screw that and go even higher and get, you know, even the more premium figures, you know.
Yes.
Well, speaking of NECA, I am gonna steal the show.
Let's see it.
There we go. Of course, someone wants to call me while I'm talking. Not on my show. You're not. I'm hanging up on you. So I'm gonna show off some stuff real quick. Like some of it I've already showed on the channel. Some of it I've talked about, and some of it's brand new right here, right now. But I did show this off. Oh, let me turn the light back on. I did a video of this. Is that too bright, or is that?
That's good.
You're all right.
Make yourself a uniscreen. Give yourself a spotlight.
Well, I just got a laptop, so everything's going to be changing around and working a lot better, and hopefully quality be better and everything too. So, but I did a video on this little Casey Jones. I ordered this in the mail. It was like 20 bucks altogether, 22, whatever. Just a basic Casey Jones from the NECA line. But I got 2 of these little baseball bats, the backpack, all the stuff in the video that you saw, and the heads. For like 35, or no, not 35, but that's what it would be retail. Right. And again, this is way better than a $50 Spider-Man. I don't give a shit. Fuck the Spider-Man. They've made so many Spider-Man figures to where it's like, why do I need to have that $50 one? But I can't. Oh man, God. So I've had this for a minute now. This mummy one.
Oh yeah, that looks good actually.
For a little bit, I've been sitting on it. So I just ordered, when I got this Casey Jones, the Leo Hunchback one.
Nice.
And this one was $15 on Big Bad Toy Store. So I was talking to a couple of friends the other day, and I was like, man, if I get another one, the next one I'm going to get is Casey Jones, the Phantom of the Opera figure, because I think he looks fucking awesome.
Yep.
We literally went to Best Buy so I could get a laptop, and I walk around the corner and they had the Phantom of the Opera, Casey Jones.
Nice.
Not only was it sitting there waiting for me, it had a beautiful, beautiful discount price on it for $12.
Yep.
Fuck. That's crazy.
And there was no way I was going to be like, I can't get him. He looks immaculate. He just looks perfect.
And what's the issues with NECA? Because I have heard rumblings on some streams, like NECA has its own issues, right?
Yes, to me, NECA figures, they're like every other toy, like Hasbro, Mattel. It depends on how the toy was made, I guess, in the factory and how it was sealed. Because, like, when I bought this, There's nothing wrong with this figure. I opened it up and checked it and all that, and then put it back in the box to do some other stuff with. But the accessories were loose, and they were floating around in the bubble with Leo.
Oh, that's NECA. That's NECA because that's how NECA does it.
So yeah,
their accessories just fall out. They're not
right.
They're not like vacuum sealed or anything. You open
Nope.
that box at your own risk.
No,
Now
gonna
I
come
have
flying.
not had.
Yeah,
I've not had any of my NECA figures break,
which is what
or
I've
anything
heard.
like that.
Right.
But their joints can be stiff, and that's again where you would heat them up like another figure.
Right.
Some of their like he's really good. This Casey Jones is really good, so I'm not going to use him as like an example of a bad one or anything. But some of them can have loose hips, but I think that's just the whatever they use for the piece that makes it. It's because like the turtles specifically, they have a way different hip piece because they have to have their shell on the front and the back go around that little swivel spot, so it's built different than just that regular typical like flat flush torso to hip placement. But I wouldn't. Short answer, it has not deterred me from wanting to buy them.
Yeah.
What up, Kaz?
I still want to get them. Yeah, what's up, Kaz? And then I also snagged, because I love me some Ninja Turtles, obviously, is the Baxter Stockman from the Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time video game version. I just think this looks absolutely beautiful. I love the coloring on it. I like how it looks like it's pixelated in some spots to make it look like the video game. And then there is the back of it. You can kind of see they made it look like the video game. You got the 4 turtles, Shredder, a foot, Leatherhead, Slash, which I think is the shittiest looking one out of all of them, and I wouldn't get him if I wouldn't get him. And then Bebop and Rocksteady as the Pirates, which was my first one I got, which are
those look good. Yeah.
And then I have not opened this yet. I haven't even smelled the plastic of it. But I'm hoping by Kaz's stream tonight, I will have this motherfucker put together.
Oh shit! Oh
nope.
Shit!
Yeah.
Is that the
Pterodome?
Technodrome. I had to. Oh my god! What a beautiful, beautiful thing this is. There's the back of it, so you can get the.
That's cool.
Now this is a reissue of obviously the 1988 one or the 1991, whenever the original one came out. In between those years, it's a little bit smaller from what I've seen on some reviews and stuff, but honestly, it fits all the Playmate style turtle figures, all of those smaller like little 5-inch figures and stuff. And I actually have, I can't reach them now, but I have a bunch of my original turtles that would have went to the original one of this.
Cool.
That I'm actually going to put on display with this thing, or, just keep them with it. But this was on sale. I think it's originally like $100+ or $100, but it was on sale for $40 on Amazon. So I think it was Kaz. We were watching one of Kaz's streams, or he was doing one of his lives, and they were showing this, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go on right now and buy this. So that's exactly what I did. And I cannot wait to get my dirty little piggy fingers all over it.
Yeah.
Because as many Ninja Turtle toys as I had as a kid, which was a ton of them, because I would get the hand-me-downs from my brother, we never, not even my brother, not even him, he didn't even have this bad boy. So there's no nostalgia here at all. It's straight brand new excitement. Like I'm super thrilled to have this sucker. It just came in the mail yesterday. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's cool, dude. It's cool.
And it's crazy too.
Yeah. Like, listen, I bought a TVC Millennium Falcon recent one reissue. Like, who cares, right? Like I'm like, yeah, the original's nice and everything, but you have something that you've always wanted, and
yeah,
I'm not a TVC guy, so I don't need to go for the original. But fuck, dude, you got a Technodrome. That's sick.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
yeah, I mean, that's one of the
and
main
it's not
things
like
for
an
turtles.
Yeah, and it's not like it's an AliExpress one where it comes in like a plastic envelope and you know, it's kind of makeshift and you might have to finagle it together. It's like, no, I got a legit, you know, box. So even if I didn't open it, I can at least appreciate the artwork for what the original one looked like and just have that. So, but I was looking at the pizza thrower that they made. And that fucking thing, the pizza thrower, it's a small little truck. That is $65.
Fuck.
And this was only $40. So if anybody here that loves the Ninja Turtles wants one of these, I highly suggest you go on Amazon right now if they're still on sale and you get one $40 and it will be to you within the week. It'll be in your hand.
How much
So
was the Super 7 Turtle Van? Is it Super 7 that redid that? Who recently did the Turtle Van? Like the
they did the Turtle
I think
Van,
so,
and
yeah.
I think they also did. I know NECA did them, but I think Super 7 also did the Channel 6 news van for April O'Neil.
Okay, yeah, cool.
But I don't know I do not know the prices of those
'Cause
ones
it's
at all.
huge.
It ain't
Dude,
gonna be cheap.
right.
No.
It's and even
I'm
the
I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
banking probably like $200 to $300 for
Yeah, that's
one.
what I'm thinking too. Yeah. Because the ramen, like everybody's talking about the ramen van,
Yes.
and that ramen van is sick. And now they're
Yep.
doing like, did you see? They licensed out to another company to do the mystery mobile
Mystery machine.
That,
Yep.
Really?
dude. So I don't need an A-Team van. I grew up. I saw the A-Team. I have no fond memories of the A-Team other than nobody ever died, which seems so unreal. But right, and some guy couldn't get on an airplane ever. But I will say that the mystery machine, I'm going to buy that fucking thing because it's like no characters. I don't care. Just to have that somewhere. I probably bring it to my office, to be honest with you, and have it so that when people walk in, my staff come in to talk to me, they're just going to be so focused on this obscure van. They're going to be like, what's going on here? But
Yeah.
it's sick, dude. I love that.
I believe.
Yeah, that ramen. Is that what they're called? Ramen toys?
Yep, just like ramen noodles, the exact
Yeah.
same.
Man, I love me.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
ramen noodles too.
Yeah.
So,
They have
But that ramen
they've been.
toys, they got some really cool stuff on their that black. They got a black, like, all I can call it is a black battle van,
that's the one.
and
Yep.
it's like I want to get it so bad for my Punisher and just deck that thing out and spray paint like the Punisher skull on the side of it and shit like that. And
yeah, dude.
Oh,
They Ramen's been coming up with them the vehicles. They've definitely they're on point with them. They are definitely on point.
And they have a
no way. Hold on.
Okay.
Time out. Kaz said the roast beef ramen are the best. Hold on. You guys can talk amongst yourself. I have to
noodle flavor.
Oh,
I have to show him why he's wrong.
First of all, we don't get ramen noodles in Canada. We don't have that brand name. We don't get them. We have every other brand name, but I've never seen a ramen noodle. But I will say, what's that?
I'm gonna send you a box one of these days.
Yeah.
It's You're not missing much.
You ain't
PF
missing
Chang's, right? Like I have no idea what a PF Chang is. I always hear PF Chang, and I'm like, what is a
Kaz,
PF Chang?
Chicken and chili, brother. Chicken and chili. This is
like $1 a pack, Fumbling.
Yeah, they're
Is that right?
No. They're like 20 cents a pack. 25.
I was gonna say, roughshod. These are like 20 cents a bag, man.
Yeah. It's some
Yo,
good eating though when you hungry and it's good.
You get your ass some chili flavored ones.
Hell no.
And some creamy chicken.
The creamy chicken, I fuck with that one. And
you mix them together and you get yourself some creamy fucking chili chicken noodles, and they are good.
Sorry. Hold on a second. Okay, wait. Sorry. I thought the brand name was ramen.
It is.
Well, no. They're the whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, that's Maruchan.
But that's the type of noodle they are, is ramen. That's the noodle.
Okay. Maybe that's why I've never seen a ramen.
Like there's a
ramen brand out there.
There's a restaurant in one of our malls, and I think it's just called Ramen Soup. And that's what it is. It's all different types of like ramen noodles and different soups and stuff like that. But sorry, Kaz,
Yeah.
I like your
Yeah,
opinion on
Chang.
almost everything, but this is the best right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the woman who laughs says P.F. Chang is a yeah. So when I was just recently at a conference in Texas, I saw one across the street, but I saw it quickly and I thought,
You ain't missing nothing.
But it's
P.F.
buffet
Chang.
style. Is it like a buffet?
No,
No.
it's just a Chinese.
No.
It's
It's
a high class
a restaurant.
Chinese restaurant.
It's a restaurant
it's
that sells
actually a
Chinese
restaurant.
food, and that's where you're going to be messed up because you're going to go there and be like, let me go back to my favorite Chinese restaurant now.
Oh,
Right.
that's not
Yeah.
a good. That's not good.
So it's like
No.
American
The
Hole-in-the-wall
food is
Chinese
going to be
food.
the food is not going to be bad. It's just like you're going to go there and you're going to pay this money at this restaurant for this Chinese food, and when you're done finished paying and eating, you're like, man, let me go back to my old Chinese restaurant that I like to go to
in the
and
shopping
feed my
plaza.
whole family for the price I just paid for my one meal.
Oh shit! Oh, I thought P.F. Chang was like. I thought it was like.
It ain't fast food. It is sit down restaurant shit.
Oh shit!
I've never been to one either.
All right.
I mean, it's
Okay.
good. Don't get me wrong. It's great food. It is good. I've had it, and then I'm like, man. I mean, man. When I get General Powell's chicken, I get a whole lot more at my favorite Chinese restaurant in this place. You trying to make it super high class?
Cass, another customer got their ass beat at Red Crab yesterday on Peach Orchard Road.
It's
Oh
terrible.
my god!
We'll talk about it on Flex tonight.
Do you remember that viral video of the girl behind the grill at Waffle House, and this woman throws a chair at her, and she grabs the chair in fucking midair?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, it's on," and you knew you knew when she caught a flying fucking chair with one hand, you best be running the hell out of there because you're about ass whooping, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's the moment you hear that saying, and this is when they realize they fucked up.
Yeah.
No. That you know what? When I see that, the first thing that pops in my head is freaking that dude hollering Mortal Kombat, and that music starts playing. I'm like, Mortal Kombat! Oh my god! I wish I didn't have to see that type of shit down here all the time, but it is.
Yeah, I like what Cash says. They used to that shit at the Waffle. Like every video we see in Canada of the Waffle House, for us, we're like, why the fuck would you risk your life to go have a waffle at 3 a.m?
Right.
That should be good stuff when you drunk.
It's the place everybody goes to when the clubs close. It is literally. Yeah, literally, that's the place. They will be packed at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, 2 a.m. It
goes down in the waffle.
It'll be cars waiting to pull in there.
That's crazy.
And I'm sure Ace gets this for the Northeast Coast, because Toronto's Northeast Coast as well. We have hot dog vendors and like not bagels, but pretzel vendors, and those are the guys that you see outside the clubs, schlocking their after club meals. There ain't no restaurant here open 24 hours, dude. No way.
I'm all about a hot dog vendor. I don't give a shit if it's dirty or not, man. I love that.
That's a Northeast Coast
thing. Hell no.
Hey,
Ain't nothing like some cheese, eggs, and grits at 3 a.m.
That sounds good too, man.
Yeah, baby, you wanna go?
Grits.
When it's
Frank
fresh.
says he went to a chicken Waffle House once, never again.
Who's that, Frank? Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
it's and you know what? The Waffle Houses, they can vary because you got the main person that you need to pay attention to in Waffle House is the one running that grill.
Yeah,
He's the one that makes all your shit. So you find a place that you're like, oh, that dude made that. You looking for that same person all the time. Oh, he
all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Some people do their job very well, boy. And
man. Yeah, it's true, dude. Listen, you're only as good as the guy putting out the food, right?
Shit, the Waffle Houses here, you know how you give the waitress a tip and all that. The cook himself has a tip jar himself, his own.
I saw that at Myrtle Beach. That he had a tip jar and people were tipping him.
Yeah,
That's where
specifically
I
the
think
cook.
that's where I think most of the tips should go. Especially if the food is really good. Like if the food is really good, why am I giving more than like a 10% tip to the waitress? Like I want to acknowledge the guy that made the food. Like anybody could just bring it to me.
And then, you know, not only is he making it, and if he's making it well enough where you're going to give him a tip, he's making it in front of everybody.
Yes.
Everybody's watching him make food.
dude.
You know,
Yes.
you know, it's like shit, man. You ain't behind, you know, no wall or anything. You were right there flipping that burger, flipping them eggs.
Well, that's why I love like going to hibachi or some shit like that. Like there's such an appreciation for those guys slinging their shit around, and like you literally had to go and train to do that, and you know, crack so many eggs the wrong way before you could flip them sons of bitches in the right way. Like, I mean, when I crack my eggs, even if I'm doing it gentle, if I'm knocking them together to crack one before the other, I still somehow get a shell.
Yeah.
in there somewhere somehow. And these guys are smacking them around with spatulas with their eyes closed behind their backs, catching them in their hats.
Dude,
and then,
one hand.
you know,
they're not even, they're just breaking it with like one hand.
It's wild. Like, so I do have an appreciation for food vendors that are trying to sell it out on the street, or, you know, these, I don't want to say top chefs, but these guys that are qualified.
Now, do you guys have Brazilian steakhouses where you can go and they come with
the nearest one we have is about an hour away.
Yeah, we don't. It's a ride for us.
It's called Rios in Colombia.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ace! If you ever go to a Brazilian steakhouse, they bring out these like massive steaks on your skewer, and it's all you can eat steak.
They love that shit.
All you can eat steak. Oh, dude, if you're a meat eater, you're in heaven. Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, there probably is something like that around here, but me and my group of friends, we've never ventured into that realm.
Oh, so Frank has it. Dumont News says it best, and even the woman who laughs, she makes a good point about cooks. Yeah, man, chefs get paid more than servers for sure.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, you still got, if you know what you're doing. I mean, it's shit. Good food, man. Hey, if it's good, I mean, the only thing when you eat it, the only thing you like is you like, I want to take another bite. I want to take another bite. Is like, you know, if I didn't have chefs, if there was, or cooks, even cooks, I don't knock the cooks because we got some cooks that can knock it out the park too. But man, I mean, without them, my food palette would be very limited.
It's true, dude. It's true.
Very limited.
What's up?
It's true.
I love all of it.
Hey, you know what you didn't hit on? I was thinking earlier on Cinecon. Sorry if I may. Is that?
Oh no, good. Go. We're back to it.
You didn't talk about Toxic Avenger.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even see they had anything for that. Sure. Even when I did my quick YouTube highlights, I didn't even see anything on that.
Was it not at Cinecon? I'm pretty sure it was at the same show, Cinecon.
It could have been.
And they
do you have something?
They shot it exactly like the original, like a Tromu film.
How you know?
They call it. Yeah. It's got Peter Dinklage as the Toxic.
Oh, she was in
as Toxie.
That's fucking wild, dude.
It's super weird. They've got I know Elijah Wood is in it.
No.
Yeah. Right? There's a picture I saw of him. I think he's called like Rat Boy or something like that.
And the mop, something about the mop.
The other night.
Oh,
so my mama.
I don't know. He with Elijah Wood, he looks like Danny DeVito's Penguin. He's got this long nose. He's all pale. He's got like long black hair, and he's like balding. I've only seen a couple images, so I'm all for it though. I definitely would like that.
Elijah Wood's a big horror guy. He does a lot of horror, like he's a big horror fan, right?
He was awesome in I've talked about it a bunch of times on the channel, but the movie Sin City. Yeah. He was great in that.
Movie, dude. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it was. It's one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Just the way it's shot, stories, the acting. It's all really good stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yeah,
goddamn.
I agree. But anyway, yeah. So Toxic Avenger was one that I know they were
You
talking
about to
about.
buy that shit and get your fucking
That
well.
can only be better. There cannot be
exactly.
any other avenue for that movie is to be better than every single rest. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But
That shit was awful.
but
It was
now,
funny as shit, but man, it was like, oh, what are y'all
well,
doing?
Toxie, he's a big muscular like dude. Is it gonna be better if you have Peter Dinklage playing Toxie?
No.
You don't know what the final result's going to be. What if he's just a voice of?
No, I think there's an image of
No, I think
him.
there's an image of him actually being,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool because in a way maybe that's what'll make it better too. Is that he's so unassuming and weird that people are gonna be like, "What's this guy gonna do?"
100%.
Well, you know what? Hey, I'll put it to you like this: Peter Dinklage can pull out for Toxic Avenger. He can pull a move straight out the book from the Attack of the Clones when we first saw Yoda get down with a lightsaber.
Oh shit, dude! For real. For real.
Bouncing around like a bouncy ball.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it could be the same thing.
Listen,
Now,
Peter Dinklage is a great actor. Like he's a great.
Yeah,
actor.
he is. He's really good.
Yeah, he's legit, right? Like, have you ever seen the Station Agent? He was in this movie.
Yep.
Called, oh my god!
Is that the one where he lives at like a train station?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Bro, he should have won an Oscar for that. But the guy's a legit actor. Like he can.
Yes.
So, you know.
Now, with the idea of him being little but yet mighty, it's going to have to be campy, right? Like it has to be.
Oh yeah. No, they're shooting it literally in the same style that they made the original.
That's good then.
Yeah. So the same like 16 millimeter film look, like whatever.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very much keeping the
the
vibe of the first one.
All right, honey.
How many did they make, Lord God? How many did they make?
All right.
4, I think.
What?
I think. Hang on. I know there's 2.
There's more than one?
3.
Yeah. I know. That's why I'm asking.
Oh my god, I've only ever seen the first one. I didn't even know there were more than one.
Yeah. I remember
There's 2. There's at least 3. I want to say there maybe is a 4th one. I want to say there's a 4th one that exists.
Oh my gosh, 3. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna look into this now.
The second Toxic Avenger is famous for it being Michael Jai White's very first movie.
No shit.
Shit.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Is in Toxic Avenger 2. He fought the Toxic Avenger. He did not win. He did not win.
Oh my god.
That's fucking awesome.
But he was there, man. I was like, oh my god. And I was like, is the way he's dressed, man. I was like, holy shit, Black Dynamite is right here in Toxic Avenger 2.
Black
He's
Dynamite.
right here.
Yes.
He is right there. I mean, he had the karate outfit on and all that shit. I was like, oh my god, they can connect this. They really can.
Fucking awesome, dude.
They can say that Toxic Avenger was like, where?
Now, what 80s?
The next evolution.
Yeah, that's funny. What 80s movie that they haven't remade do you think they should remake?
Oh shit.
See, I'll start first because I hated the original. I know this is going to be blasphemy, but it was so bad. I can't tell you how bad it was even when we saw it in the 80s. They need to redo Flash. They need to give us a modern Flash.
Oh, okay. Well,
wait, Flash Gordon?
Yes.
I know what you. Yeah, they definitely should remake that movie. Now,
I know what mine would be for sure. Okay, yeah. See. There is, and that's what I was trying to say. Like, what the hell were we talking? Oh, The Running Man. Now, there could be people that could say the same thing about the Flash Gordon. No, don't touch it. That's whatever. But it's also like it's not going to ruin it if there's a newer version. You can still go back and watch the cheesy, funness. But like, I feel out of place saying what mine would be because
telling me to go to hell right now for sure.
There, see, that's exactly what I mean. There's at least one for every movie or every medium or whatever. But I absolutely love the Escape from New York and LA movie, or movies, both of them. I think Escape from LA is better, but I would love to see a remake or a retelling of that original one, even by John Carpenter, because he's still alive.
They are. Did you hear? They are.
Yeah.
With a female
Yeah,
lead.
but
Yeah.
I heard it's going to be with a lady, and you know what? I'm not about it.
I
Call
don't
me
know.
woke, but I'm not about a lady Pliskin. I want fucking Kurt Russell or get his son Wyatt Russell in there to be
Or
Snake.
if it's Snake Plissken's daughter, but it can't just be like, let it be a continuation and not a reimagination.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so what were you gonna say, Rough Shot, for your '80s must remake?
Oh, there's so
Nothing.
many. No. 80s remake, man.
Remake
80s.
nothing.
80s remake. Oh man. First of all, 80s remake.
Tough.
Oh shit. The Crow.
There's a list. There is a list.
Oh shit. That's '90s though.
There's a
Yeah.
list. Now, first of all, they need to go back and fix Swamp Thing. I know they had that TV show. But they canceled it. It was going somewhere. I liked it. I liked the TV
The show was good.
The show was good.
And
Yep.
But
yeah, Swamp Thing can get redone, man. That was awful. It was awful. But
it was bad. It was really bad.
The suit was just awful. It was like really, back when I was a kid, I accepted it because my brain would not allow me. I was like, okay, this is cool. But now I look at it, I'm like, dude, man, y'all could have did so much better with that suit. And they did better with the second movie of that, which sucked, but they did better with the look.
Yes.
At least they did better with the look.
Adrian
they need to remake those.
Is that who was in it? The woman, Adrian Barbeau?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. In the 80s, she was a straight fox.
Cannonball Run all day.
Yes. That's the one.
One and
famous
two.
Scene. The officer, and it's a female officer. That's a great scene. Cannonball Run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But your Flash, the one thing I agree with you, they should remake the Flash. No, the movie itself, they should remake it. It needs that modern CGI to make it excellent.
But
really
that scene with them in the air with the flying, it's so bad.
Yeah,
it is. And I can see, when I look at it, I'm like, man, today they would be able to make that shit rock big time. The only request I would say on Flash, I would get it written in the contract. Whoever signs this contract must absolutely still use the Queen soundtrack. Keep that. Keep the soundtrack. Let it rock that. Put it on that soundtrack and let it go.
Yes.
And I think it would be spectacular. And fuck, you can get old man Flash Gordon to come back. Put him in somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know how.
And he would, dude. That guy's awesome.
I would put him.
That's all he got left from him is the Flash.
I would put him. Give him Baron Zuko or the Wing guy.
Wasn't he in Wedding Crashers?
He was in one of the Ted movies.
He was in Ted 2 big time. Ted 2, they had a fight scene.
Yeah.
Weren't they doing like coke and stuff like that?
Yes. It was out of control. Yeah. But it was nice to see him back.
Frank, for real, on the Obi-Wan. But Highlander, I heard about that too. And again, is it like, if you give me a continuation, but sometimes the remake for the sake of remake, you're aiming to a very specific crowd that remembers something, like they tried it with Footloose, they tried it with a lot of movies. Like like a kid today, and you're like, oh, it's a story about a town where you can't dance. Kids today are like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Right.
Like,
no, you're so right.
Right? What ignorant storyline is this?
You're like,
what the fuck? Where are you at?
Yeah,
why are they not right?
Right? And it fucking bombs, and they're like, oh, but we had all these great actors. You're like, yeah, you're telling the story about a town where you can't fucking dance in 2020? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Seriously, I've never thought of it like that.
Right? Like, they feel to, like, and I understand that now more than ever, due to the cost of movies, they almost have to get a guarantee on the return of investment. I get that, which is why they rehash these stories. But for fuck's sakes, man, like again, like give it a continuation, try something else where a parent might take like Beetlejuice is a perfect example. Parents remembered it, they took their kids to it, they introduced it to it. The kid didn't have to really know about the first one to enjoy the second one, right? And it was a continuation. You can have a conversation. Like that's the way you do it, right?
100%.
It's fucking weird to me that they try and like reboot it almost shot for shot. And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, I know a movie, I think this came out in the 90s, but a movie I would personally like a sequel to is this.
I can't see it.
Can't see it, brother.
Hang on.
Oh,
No, man. Fuck that. No.
No, what is it?
No,
I can't see it.
No. Fuck David Hasselhoff.
Is that the Punisher?
Fuck Knight Rider. Man. We don't know that movie. We don't know that movie. That's some damn Mandela effect shit. Get it away.
It exists. I got it.
He's live. That's lies. That's AI.
That movie actually got made?
Yeah, man.
The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren.
No. Thomas Jane is the only Punisher. Nick Fury? What?
Yes. Hasselhoff was Nick Fury, man. Full blown.
I had to order this. I had to order this from like Germany because it is
the only place he's got fans.
Not only that, but it's like it's code restricted and only plays in certain DVDs or DVD players. Yeah.
Is that right? It's code.
Yep.
So that's hilarious.
Yep.
Don't say
I had
do not watch that. Do not watch that.
I had to look for this everywhere. Dude, I even have Roger Corman's Fantastic Four on DVD. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love all the bad ones, man. All of them.
That's one I could not stomach. That is one I could not stomach. I could not stomach that. Man, I tried.
I wanted to like it.
And well, the problem is he's Knight Rider, man. Shit. He's Knight Rider.
Well, and he's not a great actor to begin with, so it's not like you get a lot of range.
Exactly.
I thought he pretty much had ended with Sharknado movies, to be honest. I thought that was pretty much the last of him.
Oh man, when they showed him in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, man, I was like, no, don't let this man come back. Don't let this man come back.
Wait, that David Hasselhoff was in Oh, he was. You're right. Yes.
Small scene.
Yeah, small role.
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
Oh my God, I saw him in that because he did. I think they had his dumb ass do a song for Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
Yeah, buddy, he's one of the biggest selling vocal artists in German history. I was trying to tell people on the Yojo Jerk cast one night, and nobody believed me until Just Jeff looked it up and said, "No, actually, fumbling is right."
He's a god in Germany. He is a god.
He was singing when the Berlin Wall was coming down. He was on the wall. Yeah.
He is a god in Germany. That's all I can say. He
is. No, totally. Man Thing. Fuck is that?
Oh yeah, man, that sucked so bad, man. I can't believe
this was a sci-fi original movie.
Channel. That was one of those sci-fi channel originals.
Then you got to have the shitty Ang Lee Hulk.
Hey, yeah, Frank Dumont. I think Ace was saying there was something about the Thundercats movie earlier.
Oh no, I can't. I never talk shit about Bill Bixby, man.
No, can't talk shit about Bill Bixby. No.
Look at that. Look at the Thor.
No, he's God status.
No, we don't talk about that Thor, man. You just all right. You keep that out of that.
There's a Daredevil in it.
Stop talking about that. Don't talk about Kingpin either.
What do you mean you don't want to see? You don't want to see the Kingpin?
Oh man.
So Vincent D'Onofrio apparently did an interview where he said the Kingpin character is forbidden to be in the MCU on a theatrical scale.
Fuck that.
No.
And I don't know if you guys. I didn't know the details. Yeah.
I can yeah, that man.
Don't pigeonhole yourself to that comment. I don't like that there, Wilson Fisk.
Kingpin, he's a drug dealer, man. I mean, he's a gun runner. He's a cartel. I mean, he's a fucking like in the comics. He's that guy. He's that guy.
Yeah, so I didn't know the context. I didn't know if it was like a contractual thing where there was like you know how like Spider-Man is owned by Sony, but now they've agreed to kind of co-license with them with Marvel. Like I didn't know if it was one of those things where the character was owned by somebody, so they could do it on the small screen, but they couldn't do it on the big screen. But maybe you're right. Maybe he was making the point that the character can never be on the big screen because of the nature of the character.
But the thing is,
get
he
away
was in
with it.
Daredevil. Michael Clark Duncan played his ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
and you could get away with it because you could eventually have Kingpin's criminal empire be just in general organized crime. Like he put together that anti-vigilante task force. Yeah. All you got to do movie-wise now is introduce other vigilantes that, you know, a Spider-Man, a new white tiger that has the amulet, so they're a little bit more stronger. Now you've got to upgrade your police force to maybe a Sinister Six-esque kind of group. So maybe Kingpin, if he was in a movie, he wouldn't be the forefront, but he'd be that guy that's sitting, you know, like a Thanos. He's just kind of sitting in the background.
The villain has what the Kingpin done built.
Yeah,
right. Your weapon. Here's your weapon.
Yeah.
You know, he's always going to be that guy.
And then you can eventually have Kingpin still be the main big bad guy of, let's say, the TV universe, but his hands are definitely in the cookie jars of other movies.
Yeah,
because he's too important in the overall universe of Marvel.
Yeah,
to not use him.
Well, have you guys seen the Disney? You know that they released something about Vampire by Night. Is it called something by Night?
Werewolf by
Night. And they had the man thing in there. That fucking short movie was. Now the black and white version is infinitely better than the color.
100%.
Yeah, for the mood. But fuck, when I saw Man Thing in that show, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like they went there. Cool. They went there.
They went there. Yeah,
they went there.
And
that's what I think. That's what I think. Marvel, Disney, and all these ignorant folks out there. There's some rated R fucking comic book characters.
Yeah.
And you need to leave them that way. There's a reason why they are rated R.
Well, let's say this then. If Kingpin, for the sake of the context, if the character can't be in an overall MCU movie because he's, let's label it a rated R character, then they've kind of already shot themselves in the foot with Daredevil, because you had Matt Murdock in Spider-Man, but now you have Matt Murdock saying fuck it in Daredevil.
Right.
So is Matt Murdock now too rated R because he's basically almost killing people in that show? He's saying the F word.
No,
exactly. I'd say no.
Nah, he ain't gone there yet. Yeah, well, heroes have fight. Heroes have fights, man.
And I look at Deadpool and the level of violence in Deadpool, and I think to myself, like, okay, if you can do this, you can give us a fucking adult Marvel movie, and you're gonna make bank, dude. You're gonna make bank, because nothing they do is gonna rival the level of violence in Deadpool.
I mean, you just steal the story from the comics. Any story for a rated R character, you just steal it from the comics, and guess what you get to do? You get to add in the stuff they don't show in the comics. The head getting chopped off, the blood,
right?
You get to add that extra. So they got tons of stories, man. Kingpin been in so much shit, it's ridiculous.
Yes. Seriously, even in the comic books, and it's as simple as this. In Civil War, when Peter Parker revealed his identity to the world when he was on Team Tony Stark for the Human Registration Act, he went on the news, he took his mask off to show, hey, I'm signing this Registration Act, and if I can do it, and I'm revealing who I am, everybody else can too, yada, yada. Now, that was fine and dandy in the Civil War storyline, but in the Spider-Man solo comics that correlated with that storyline, Kingpin now knew who Spider-Man was. and he puts a hit out on Peter Parker, and that inadvertently gets Aunt May killed.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's the kind of stuff as a kid when I would read that, I'd be like, it's not that dark. It's just as Aunt May, and I'm not trying to compare the Aunt May, but that story or that comparison is the same as on the level of like Uncle Ben getting killed. Like that's a necessity to who Spider-Man is. We can't wipe away that Uncle Ben is murdered, just like we can't wipe away that Bruce Wayne's parents are murdered.
Yeah, exactly the point exactly.
So I'm just on this kick of like, what the fuck? Why can't Kingpin be in a movie? He's not too violent. You can strip away the blood and the brutality and still give a character to reinforce a story for sure. But I want to see Kingpin in a movie.
When violence is used correctly, it hits so much harder.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you don't even need, like seeing Kingpin, there was a great scene where you don't even see what he's doing, but all you see is droplets of blood hitting him in the face. And your imagination is wild, right? Like, that hits me harder than seeing him like smash the guy's face. And like, you know, like you don't, there's so many ways to have violence hit harder. Whereas Deadpool, it almost becomes comical.
Well, did you see the episode of Daredevil where this newest, or not the newest one, I don't remember what episode it was, but
I haven't seen any of it.
Okay, so I won't spoil who's in the fight.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so Kingpin is, I'll say it's a fight, but it's not. He is beating the shit out of just this guy.
Right.
And Daredevil is having a fight at the same time with Muse, but both of these fights are in different places. But the way the fights are synced up in the way they're shot, like you'll see Daredevil go to throw a punch, but then it'll cut to Kingpin landing that punch on the other guy.
Yeah.
I love that shit because when it's jumping back and forth, all I can think is when I see Daredevil go to throw the punch, but I see Kingpin landing it, I'm thinking, oh man, how hard is Daredevil hitting that guy right now?
Right.
Well, and also remember when Kingpin was throwing them fists and he was missing and hitting them brick walls, he was taking out some bricks. They were showing how strong Kingpin really is.
Which is awesome, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, they were showing it extra.
Wait, I gotta show you guys something.
For real. Go
ahead. Because you were talking about practical effects earlier and the Thing. So here's the transformation. The NECA. This is my only NECA. And this is the dog. The actual dog.
Yes.
Damn.
So,
dude, that's disgusting looking. Even as a toy, that's disgusting.
Dude, which is why I can never really take it out. But on my list to go with this NECA, because I think I come from the generation, I think The Thing is the greatest horror movie ever made.
It's up there.
Yeah, for sure, top 3. To go with this, I've got to get a McCready. And I've seen a couple NECA versions, including, I think Mondo made one that I think looks really, really good too. But I like the one where it's kind of got like, you know, that poster with the lights coming out from under his hood.
Yes.
You know, it's from the movie poster. So anyway, this is my NECA thing. And I was in a conference on an island in Canada called Prince Edward Island. And I walked by this bookstore, and this is the only toy the guy had in there. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, they made that? I was like, dude, I need that. And I carried it on the airplane, and the woman was like, sure, you exceeded the baggage allowance for carry-on. And I was like, but it's this. And she's like, all right, just put it under the seat, right? Like, she was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck that is, but anyway.
Hey, have a good night, Frank, and hopefully we'll see you on Kaz's stream later.
Yeah,
he's at work. Nice.
That's awesome.
I think the Thing is definitely a sci-fi movie wise awesome. Now, I hate to say it, that Exorcist, as far as being the scare factor movie for me, is always that one.
Yeah,
but the Thing, as far as, you know, you get into alien shit, like, you know, without the sci-fi movies like Aliens, when you get into the Thing where that's that's grounded in some reality. You know, something crashed here on Earth a long time ago, and we dug it the fuck up, and it defrosted, and we find out we should not have had defrosted it.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, that's some real. That's what makes that movie creepy, because there's that, like Jaws too. You know, there's that part of realism to it. Like, this could happen.
Oh, dude, Jaws.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, and you know, my parents are no longer with me, but they would get a kick out of me saying this. My parents caused me years of therapy by bringing me to see Jaws when I was a kid. Like, I never jumped in the lake, or even in the lake, the same way again, without looking at the bottom and wondering if, like, that's
what's looking up at me.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Like,
No, I would say Jaws opened my eyes up to it's, as a kid, Jaws is what let me know that we're not the apex in the water.
right.
We
100%.
we don't belong there. We have no means of naturally, you know, we can swim, but man, I'm like, and I was like, and there's a lot more water than land.
Yeah.
We can swim enough to not drown. That's as basic as it gets.
Look at Kaz. Kaz, this is real though. Like, I was even scared of pools, he says after. Yeah, dude. Like, you would get into a body of water and think to yourself, like, what is gonna bite me?
Now, I never had, I'm even trying to think, like, when I was a kid, we had, when Chucky came out a couple years before I was born, but it was really popular as a horror movie, especially on VHS at the time.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what they were called, but Cabbage Patch Dolls, I think, made big, like, they're like My Buddy Dolls or whatever.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
My mom bought myself one and my brother one, and I loved this fucking thing. I'm like, I got a Chucky doll, like, it's Chucky. My brother hated it, like, threw it in the trash, didn't want it. Right. So I never had those moments of a movie affecting me like that. Sure, I'd be afraid of the dark and little things. The one, and you guys are gonna laugh, the one movie that truly put fear into my heart and I hated it was, I think it was Ghoulies 2.
Ghoulies.
Do you guys remember the Ghoulies movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never looked at a
so
toilet
I think
the same again.
Yep, that's it.
Never looked at a toilet the same again.
I couldn't, dude. I'm not even kidding you. I had to have every light on in the bathroom and a flashlight looking down in the toilet before I sat down.
And then you know what made that worse? That, you know, Ghoulies in the toilet, that was enough. But then you know, 5, 10, some odd whatever years later, they came out with that Slither.
Oh my God!
And you had that toilet scene. That toilet scene reinforced my Ghoulies fear. Like, there's even worse things that can come out the toilet.
Have you seen the movie Dreamcatcher, the Stephen King movie?
Yes,
yeah.
That was great.
That has a toilet scene in it with it, right? Where the alien is in the toilet too.
Yes.
What the fuck? That's a different type of fear that I'm not cool with.
Unwanted anal play. Unwanted anal play.
Unwanted. Nice. I like the unwanted part. Sometimes it's fun. But sometimes...
in the realistic factor.
So Ultra talking about The Exorcist, which I think is a good point, and maybe someday, without getting too into like who we are, I guess, because we're all personalities in a way on YouTube. But so I worked in the film industry for many years in another life, and one of the first actresses I ever worked with was Linda Blair.
Oh shit.
Oh. And, speaking of Exorcist,
yeah. And so it was wild because I remember calling my parents and going, I'm working with Linda Blair. And my parents were like, oh my God. And she was, and I met a lot of very famous people, but she was one of the only people I ever asked for an autograph, because that's how integral she was to my memories of film as a child.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've met much bigger stars, and I was like, But Linda Blair, I was like, you need to give me your autograph on a picture. And she was a sweetheart, but that role defined her for her entire life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
She was so young when she did it.
Yes.
Yeah. She couldn't she definitely couldn't escape that. I don't want to say typecasting.
Yeah, typecast. Yeah,
She
it
was
was
typecast, man.
Christopher
Yep.
Reeves. Christopher Reeves, like I mean, Superman made him, but it also haunted him to the to the end of days, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why when I saw him and Mark Hamill in The Village of the Damned,
right,
I
yes,
was like, "Oh shit,
Oh.
Superman and Luke Skywalker the same fucking movie." Oh shit!
yes, totally,
I was like,
right,
"That's it."
dude.
In
He
both
was in a
their
fucking
ass.
Christopher Reeves was in a fucking movie, which was one of the best movies I ever saw with Morgan Freeman playing a pimp. It was called Street Smart. If you want to see a movie where Morgan Freeman playing a pimp will scare the living shit out of you, it's called Street Smart. And that should have
Huh.
been Christopher Reeves, like I'm no longer Superman role, but they just
Right.
never let it go.
He did
Huh.
four. He was Superman 4 times, man.
Four times, dude. 4 or 5.
Four.
4? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 4.
Quest for Peace is
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Was 4.
Fuck. Yeah.
Huh.
Just such a great actor, dude. Yeah. Anyway.
That
But
is,
that's
that
funny, Village of the Damned.
it is interesting how you can get typecasted for something the first time you're in something. Like with Mark Hamill, for instance, like we just said, he was in 3 Star Wars movies. What does that specifically make? Why does that make him a science fiction character now all of a sudden? Like him as the actor. Like
The Trickster is not science fiction.
Yeah.
no, but he's
The
not
trickster.
really. Only us geeks really know of him as the trickster. I mean, you're not. He was in
Yeah.
the movie Sleepwalkers, which was another Stephen King adaptation movie, but he's not credited in it at all. He's in the very beginning as a police officer, but not even his name is in there. And it's like,
Hey,
that's fucking, it's
No, you're
weird.
right. You're
he
right.
was in the Guyver. He was in the Guyver. Mark
He
Hamill was
tweets
in the
me back
Guyver.
when I tweet him, so he gonna always be all right with me.
Oh,
Yeah,
anytime Virgo tweets Mark Hamill, he responds.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
He
That
responds.
is cool.
But you're right. I had a friend the other day who asked me the same question. He's like, "Hey, buddy," he's like, "Whatever became of Mark Hamill?" And I was like, "Well, he was the Joker. He was a trickster. He was all these things."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, really." But and again, if you're being honest, was Mark Hamill ever a great actor like Harrison Ford?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's what I was trying to
debatable.
get at. That's what I was
Debatable.
trying to like get at with what made him in Star Wars to Hollywood say this guy can only really ever be in these kind of roles. Like he was a
Right.
farm boy essentially. Like he really wasn't the he wasn't the Han Solo. Yeah.
Like it's so it's interesting. Like, listen, you could my screen name is Severus Snape, huge, yes, Hogwarts alumni, huge. But I look at Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter, and I'm like, ugh, like I mean, love the movies because they've got so many other great characters in it. But him, he's like that Mark Hamill guy. You're like, okay, he was good, but is he good enough to be like a leading man for the rest of his career?
What sucked for him is he was in the Harry Potters and they had so many other greater actors than him.
Correct.
Real like serious fucking like these are Oscar motherfuckers.
Yes. Yes.
He's sitting beside them, man. It's gonna be bad.
It's painful, dude. It's like you're looking at it, you're just like
now is his Hermione and what's his other friend name? The other friend
Ron.
I think did better job.
Yeah.
Than him.
I mean, she's gone on to huge things. I can't believe I just pulled the blank because I was thinking of Hermione, but she's done really well for herself, and she continues to do well for herself. But neither one of those guys, although Daniel Radcliffe has come up as Wolverine on several occasions, and people have talked about.
I like Daniel Radcliffe. Like I have a good chunk of his solo movies. I really do enjoy him a lot as an actor. Like he was in this movie called The Jungle, which it's just him and these 2 other guys go to like Brazil on like just this rainforest expedition kind of, we want to find ourselves. We're young 20-something-year-olds, blah, blah, blah. And they end up getting like lost out in the jungle and it's a survival movie. and it's really fucking hard to watch at times, and it's really, really good.
And he's
His
good in
movie, even when he did the Weird Al movie, I thought
it.
I
He was
liked the shit out of it because I love quirky humor quite a bit.
He was
So
okay
that
with
nailed it for me. But it also, again, it was another way of me not seeing him as Harry Potter.
Yeah, fair enough.
Harry Potter head.
And because me and my daughter, we'll watch the Harry Potter movie, and even as like you start at the first one and you get to like the 7th or 8th or whatever it is,
7, yeah.
You clearly see him growing as a young man, but I never not see him as that little 12-year-old boy on day one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he just
Yeah, I mean,
he
yeah.
never to me grows into a man. I always still see him as this little kid going to, wizard school.
Yeah.
So when I see him in like the Weird Al movie or that Jungle movie or the Human Swiss or whatever it was called, Human Army Knife or
Swiss
something
Army
like
knife,
that.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can see him as something other than this kid with glasses and like, an overly sized haircut or something stupid. But I do think he's a decent actor. I just don't think he's ever ascended.
It's kind of talking about Radcliffe. I had the same. Now, this is where somebody impressed me. When they told me Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, I was like, what the fuck? Who? Fucking Twilight? It's going to be Batman? Fuck Twilight.
Yeah, that was weird at first.
That's literally what I say in my mind when I
still say it.
And most time I refer to him as Twilight. My wife knows that when I say Twilight, I'm referring specifically to Robert Pattinson. Pattinson. But I will say this.
He up there with Batfleck.
He did that. He did the movie. What was that movie he did with Denzel's son?
Oh shit, that was good.
Not Inception.
Not Inception. No.
No.
Oh, Tenet.
Tenet.
There you go.
When I saw him in Tenet, I was like, okay, he can do Batman. He did stuff in there that I was like, all right, this might work. This might work. And that's, if he wasn't in that, I probably would have kept the same bias. I would have been like, fuck Twilight.
100%.
But in that movie, he showed me, I was like, he can do Batman shit. I was like, you know what? The things they had him do in that movie, I was like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'll give him a chance. And I didn't mind him in Batman. I really didn't.
I did.
No, it was good.
No. I enjoyed that Batman more for the other characters. I thought he did a good job. He wasn't distracting to me, but Paul Dano as the Riddler was fucking like a firecracker, dude. That was scary.
Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah, Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Oh, the Penguin. So, hey, I wonder, have you seen the show The Penguin? Have you all seen it?
Oh, that's
so fucking good. Have you seen it,
Ace?
No, I did not catch that one yet.
You haven't watched it? Oh, okay. So we're not going to do any spoilers, but what I'm hoping is season 2, I'm hoping they do now like another character, right? Like do another, like we don't need like that.
Yeah.
Kind of gives us the full Penguin. Now give us somebody else. I think it'd be cool to see like a Sinister Six done that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gritty and grimy, like
like they're not a Sinister Six. I understand in the Batman.
Didn't they announce that they're doing a Clayface movie or show or something like that?
I think he's supposed to be in the next movie.
Man, that's a heavy hitter of a villain right there.
Dependent. It's all dependent because there's 2 versions of Clayface.
Right.
Well, no, I mean. That's what I mean, like the physical embodiment of Clayface, just the visually, that's a big task to take on and have like a giant clay monster or however they even going to do it.
That's why I'm worried that it might not be the big clay monster. That was the second Clayface.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be him.
The first Clayface just did the Master of Disguise type shit.
And I think that's what we're going to get.
Like Zartan. From
Have you guys seen the new Batman? Have you seen the new Batman animated series?
Yeah.
Ace, have you seen it? The new one on Prime. So they rebooted the Batman animated series. Yeah. Anyways, the Clayface is Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. You're right, Graybeard. They're gonna do the actor who's disfigured and is like a master of disguise, and that's infinitely scarier, dude. That was my first introduction to the original Clayface. Was that new show, and I was like, God damn, who is this creepo? And that was what it was.
Yeah. There was an original. I think there's 3, maybe 4 clay faces out there.
Yeah.
The most famous one is the second one. He's the one that's the pile of mud. He's the powerhouse.
Right, Carl Basil.
He's got it all, And the first clay face is basically, the second clay
The first
face,
one is I think it's John Daggett is his name, right? Isn't that the first one, or he's the guy that makes the clay stuff?
Yes,
I think.
Yeah.
I think for the second one, because Carl Basil is the movie actor that turns into Clayface, and I think John Daggett is the guy that makes the putty that he uses.
right.
something like that.
So I think that's what Graybeard is saying. Is I agree. I think because otherwise you get into the danger of making it too cartoonish if you go with the mud dude.
Yeah.
And then it kind of loses a bit of its. Because the one thing about that Batman remake is it's pretty grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, they can have that dude have an accident and later on become, that thing. But for the first time around, leaving the master to disguise, that's
Well, that's what they did. That's exactly what they did with
Like
him
the
in
chameleon.
Gotham, because they introduced Clayface in the show Gotham, and that's exactly what they did with him. They only had him ever really change his face up, and then he just kind of was a normal guy throughout the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I never watched it. Was it good?
It was all right.
Gotham was all right.
It's whatever. It's a flavor. It's definitely a flavor. I liked it.
Yeah, it was better than Batwoman. Oh my god.
But I know a lot of people don't like it because it's not Batman. But it's like it is Batman. It's just without him, kind of, essentially.
But he's a kid. He's a kid in the show.
Yeah, he's Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
But all the villains, all the bad guys are basically, it takes some time for some of them to get where they need to be, but once they're there, it's like, okay, yeah, this is the Riddler, this is the Penguin, like, oh shit, we're getting the Joker, essentially. Like,
yeah,
it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, they it was like more of like a origin story.
Yeah.
For Jim Gordon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Because he's coming on. You got Bullock, that dude. I can't remember his name, but he's always funny.
Donald, what is it? Donald Logue?
Logan.
Yes, Logan.
Donald Logue something.
Yep. Yeah. Logan.
Yeah, he's good.
He did Harvey Bullock. He did an awesome. I mean, he was shady. He was a shady cop. Everything, man. It was.
But
great.
you loved him still too, because he had like this. He had this quality to him where you were like, man, you're a shady asswipe, but you kind of reminded me of my uncle or something like that. And I kind of like you.
Anarchy, though.
Yeah, he was the same way.
Yeah, he was. And he was in Blade, the first Blade.
Yep.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was in the first Blade. Yep. He got his fingers cut off.
Yes. He's Canadian. Yeah. That's why I know he's a Canadian.
Oh, okay.
He's had other stuff too. I think he had a TV show on.
Yes,
Grounded for Life.
Grounded for Life. That's the one. Yeah.
That was an excellent TV show.
So I
had a small role in the first Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage.
Yes, he did.
You're right. He did.
He's been in. He's I guess supporting. He does a great job doing that.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
kind of like, like the Bill Paxton. Like for years, Bill Paxton was that guy that you saw. He always stole the show, but he was like that big character
everywhere,
right? But he always stole the show. Like Weird Science, everybody remembers Chet.
No, Bill Paxton scared me in Big Love on that polygamy show he did on HBO.
And that's when he was more of like the lead. Oh, that was a great show.
I said, "Oh, holy shit, Bill Paxton, you nasty."
Yeah, man. That was a fucking. But he was great as. Remember, was he in Aliens when he was like, "You want some of this? You want some?"
The second one, yep.
Yeah.
The second one, yes.
Total Yahoo.
He was in the first Terminator, wasn't he?
Yes. Arnold. He was one of the gang members that Arnold took their clothes.
Yes,
yeah.
Right.
He was one of the gang. Yeah, he's been around the shit.
And he was also in
You know when he walks across the street and breaks the window in that scene in Terminator? Do you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger actually is breaking a complete stranger's window? James Cameron was like, run over there and break the window and let's get out of here. He walked
Oh
up,
shit!
broke the window. They all jumped in the car and fucked off. And I was like,
Oh my
what?
god! They
Oh
said,
my
"You want to save
God.
some money?" He's
Yeah,
like, "We can eat
that's
tonight.
it.
We can eat tonight.
That's it.
Break that shit. We got a hotel room. Break that shit."
How crazy is that, bro? That's like,
Oh, it is.
That is.
that's fucking great, bro. Go punch that guy's window in and then run over here. Let's get out of here.
And Arnold's like, "Okay."
Yeah, exactly. He don't care, dude. He's just off the plane from Austria. He's got to pay for his steroids. He's like, yeah, whatever you want, bud. Like, just do this shit.
Like,
Right.
what? Really? When the cop comes up, really, are you gonna arrest Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
Fuck no.
exactly.
Can I get a picture and an autograph? Have a nice night.
exactly.
Oh
Don't
shit!
do that shit
You're
no more.
Conan the Barbarian.
Yes, yes. Fuck. Talking about bad remakes. Why?
I think
Jason
hey, they
Momoa
had the
one of
right
those-
guy. I think they had the right guy.
You think so?
I think
Oh
they had
yeah,
the
I
right
forgot
guy.
about
I think
that
everything
movie.
else was wrong.
I feel like Jason Momoa.
I never
also
even
like
saw
this, like, surfer dude who like somehow ended up being in movies. I can never take him seriously.
That's
He's definitely, in my opinion, outside of Game of Thrones, he's been typecasted as that
Yeah.
like frat brother party dude
Yes.
guy.
Yes.
Well,
Because even now he's casted as Lobo in the DC movies,
it's gonna work,
and that's all
It's
he's going to
work.
be. He's going to be
It's gonna work.
the
Yeah,
It's gonna
metalhead
work.
bro
It's gonna,
dude.
Lobo will work.
It will
Lobo
work.
will work. It will
that's
work.
who
He
he
is
is.
gonna change the game. If he
Correct.
comes,
Yep.
they hook him up. However they're
agree.
gonna hook him up, and all they need to do is you just need to act like you acted in that last Fast and Furious movie.
Totally.
That's
dude.
it.
yeah.
That's it.
Like be you. Like,
Yeah.
Be you.
He
Dude.
ignorant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He will work as Lobo,
And I'm all
and
for
we
it.
will all forget
Me too.
Aquaman.
I agree, Ace. I'm all for it because that's a role that you could. You know how some people you're like you were born to play that role.
That's it.
Yeah.
He was born to play that fucking role, dude.
That's it.
100%. Like
100%.
When Justice League came out, I remember watching it, and I absolutely hated what was represented as Aquaman in that movie.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know all the lore of Aquaman. I literally only know Aquaman from Super Friends, the cartoon, and shit like that.
Okay.
So when in that suit or in that Justice League movie, when Aquaman is literally riding on the Batmobile and he's doing the yoo-hoo like Maui from fucking whatever that movie is now. Sure, it's fun energy, but I hated it. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like I just don't like it. Now, when I saw the Aquaman movie, the first one, after that Justice League movie, I was 100% sold. I was like, dude, they needed to introduce him in his own movie before I saw him in that, because I had no context of who he is outside of, we know he has to be part of the Justice League. We know he's the fish guy, and that's it.
No, most importantly, he is Boba Fett's son.
Right.
He is Boba Fett's
He is
son.
Boba Fett's
Exactly.
son.
So, but when I saw him in the Aquaman movie, and I saw him having his engagements with his dad, and I saw that he grew up on the coastline, it put it in perspective of like, yeah, this is kind of like a hang loose little guy like that would eventually kind of grow up to be a dude, because he was raised by a single dad who's a dude. But without that context, I was like, I fucking hate this character so much. And but knowing who Lobo is, knowing who Jason Momoa is, I'm like, this is his role. He needs to be this character.
The big question is will they let Lobo be Lobo?
I hope so.
How far will they let him be?
Yes.
How far will they let him go?
Yes.
I want to
Lobo
see him.
comic. I got a Lobo comic. He landed on a planet full of women, and they raped him.
Wait, what?
Right.
He was walking with
From
a
what I've
granny
heard-
walker. It was
Are
ridiculous.
you serious?
Yes, he was like, enough of this shit. He was walking with a granny walk. He was like, I can't take it no more.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, we will
dumb.
maybe see, because from the rumor I heard or whatever, wherever I saw it, he's supposed to make his debut or his first appearance in Supergirl's movie.
Yes.
So
That's right.
based on that information there and what you just provided us with, Roughshod, I don't know if we'll see that happening to Supergirl.
No.
But he might make comments towards her that allude to he might be a little promiscuous outside of what we know.
James, promiscuous is not the word.
I like Ultra's comment about Keaton as Batman in the first one, but then in the second one.
God damn it! Give me the remote.
Oh, hell.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I've loved Michael Keaton since day one. I never had that thought of like I don't like this guy.
So the Flash movie that came out, we saw it at the theater. We enjoyed it because we don't go in with the high expectations, maybe, or we don't know all the kind of universe. But I love that they brought Michael Keaton back for that movie, man. Seeing him as an older Bruce Wayne, I thought was cool as shit, and I enjoyed seeing him again as Batman.
Oh my God, they had him. He was like, man, they had him like the dude. He was like the dude from the Big Lebowski at the beginning.
Yes, totally. That's why I just
Thank you, Ultra.
I was like, that's cool for me, man. I was like, I can't get enough of Keaton.
I hate that they killed him. I hate that they killed him. I hate it, but I guess they had to do it. But man, having him back.
I didn't think that movie was that bad, and I really enjoyed that Supergirl.
Oh man, I missed the beginning.
Yeah, it was it was a mix. Paradox. It was a mix of you had that Superman storyline called Red Sun, where it's a what if Superman landed in Russia, and that's kind of what they gave us, but they gave it with her, and I don't think she did bad. I thought she was kick ass, man. I was like, oh shit, she's dangerous. Yeah,
and
she was like straight up dangerous.
It was like a little bit of a callback to I think the Flashpoint Paradox. Where Superman is, I think that was it, right? So it was like, and instead,
he was going back in time to try to prove his dad, you know.
Correct.
So it had that. Yeah, I wish that to be honest with you, I just wish they would have went. If you wanted to do Flashpoint, then just fucking do it.
Dude, that would have 100%.
Michael Keaton as Thomas Wayne would have been the shit.
The shit, dude.
That would have been insane,
right? And quite frankly, again, I think you hit that nail on the head. Is I think. Someone at the studio once said, this is too adult for us. Because Flashpoint Paradox is a... See, this is an interesting thing. For me, the DC animated universe...
Oh, shit.
Superior to Marvel.
Way superior.
To Marvel.
If they could fucking put that on film, dude... Because those DCU animated movies are fantastic. They're
I want them to do the Dark Knight Returns, man. They did that 2-parter, man. I was like, man, this is damn near the fucking book.
I just watched that yesterday.
Make that fucking movie. That is the
yes. Like
all the Batman stuff. I'm like, why haven't y'all made this?
Even Batman Gotham.
Oh, the Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh, the Jack the Ripper shit. That is shit.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Jim, whatever is the
Gordon is fucking Jack the Ripper.
What? I was like, yo. Anyway, I did a deep dive into watching all of them last year. Soul of the Dragon, when they do like a Bruce Lee thing, all this shit. And I'm like, this is fucking dynamite, man. Like, why aren't they doing this type of shit?
They don't.
The Batman, the Batman Under the Red Hood. Have you guys seen that one?
Yes,
that is another excellent one.
Yes. That's a top tier movie,
right, dude?
Yes.
Like even the fucking the Killing Joke or whatever, the Joker Halloween, like what's it called? Sorry.
No, the Killing Joke. You're right.
Yeah, the Killing Joke. Yeah, dude, that's fucking like one of the best cartoons ever. Mask of Phantasm. Like there's so many of these great
Mask of the Phantasm was so good. I wish I saw that in theaters as a kid. That
was the beginning.
Yes.
Of the DC animated you know, you had Batman the animated series, the TV shows, but the movies, that's what they came with. They came with Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes.
Then they did that Mr. Freeze one after that.
The Sub-Zero one. Oh my God, I love that movie.
With
Kevin everything Bruce Timm, Kevin all
Yeah.
of that. Oh,
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
it was
if they
sick.
did,
It's sickening to know that they could do them cartoons that damn good, and why the fucking make a movie at?
yeah,
Why is it
Yeah,
not
it's
live
wild.
action?
yeah, it's and
Any of those,
the
man.
fans are
Shit.
there, and the fans know these cartoons. The fans know these characters. Like, there's a whole generation of kids out there that have no idea Mark Hamill was Luke Skywalker. They know him as the fucking Joker, right? Like, he's 100% to them. Like, you have this built-in fan base, and yet for some reason you give us these other now. I think James Gunn is going to be a great thing for DC. And this was a question I had for both of you guys earlier: is Superman a do or die? Like, if Superman fails, is that already the end of James Gunn's vision? Because he's going with, like, after Superman and Supergirl, it's all characters nobody's ever heard of,
Right.
right? Like, if you
I
see that,
definitely think it'll be, you're going to have people go to these movies either way. It's just depending on how many people are going to go to these movies. So the DCEU was still pumping out movies, even though that universe was announced that it's coming to an end. So someone like me who was like, all right, I like that first Aquaman movie. Can't wait for the second one. By the time the second one came out, they had announced that the DCU was coming to an end.
yeah,
So I, as a fan, was even like, I don't really want to see this movie because I know there's nothing coming of it.
yeah,
I want to see Superman for 3 reasons. The first reason is I'm a comic book guy. I want to see it.
mhm.
The second one is I want to see how good James Gunn does. And the third reason is I want to see if it's going to be a legit good or mediocre or bad film for my own personal benefit or reason. I want it to be good for the sake of whatever else they push out. People are going to go see it. It's going to be good and it's going to be successful and we're going to get more good, successful shit. But if these movies are mediocre and only, 25% of a crowd goes to see it, does that entice me to want to go see it? Or is that just a small niche group that enjoys meh movies?
Come back at like the last.
So I think Superman does have a lot riding on it,
Figure it out.
but I don't think it's a make or break thing. I definitely think it'll put people in that position of, well, let's see how the next one goes. Where like
That's fair. I
I'm
wonder if
super
there's
excited
Well,
for.
We got
Yeah, go ahead.
Black Adam is where
Yeah.
that actual question started at, because they put a lot of characters in that one movie, and so now they're doing it again. This is going to be the second time around. They're going to try it again, but now they're going to go and give a Superman, the headline, the Mr. DC. I say that because that's what most people would say. I would personally say he shares that title with Batman.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you're putting your top tier guy into this movie. Now, if you take Black Adam and you swap out Black Adam and just shove Superman in there, are you going to get the same movie?
Okay, I want to jump right into that point. Now they casted obviously The Rock as Black Adam.
Yeah.
That movie was part of a shared universe that already had a fan base to it.
Yeah.
It's still, with having The Rock in it, having Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate and some of the other JLA, or what, if it might have been the Justice Society. I'm not sure which group it was.
Justice Society.
And then they even announced that Henry Cavill was going to be in it in a very small role as Superman. So you had enough to make that movie successful, and it still didn't do very good. Now,
Terrible.
Now, to your point, Rough Shot, if you just switch Superman for Black Adam, would it make a difference? Do you think that the real question is, if you switch Superman for The Rock, would it have made a difference?
Fuck yeah.
Look, as far as
kills.
as far as the look of Black Adam, The Rock has got it. If that's going to be the closest thing I mean, in real life,
Like Lobo.
he
Jason
looks
Momoa
like
got it.
Black Adam. I ain't
Like
gonna
Jason
lie.
Momoa
So
look like
them
Lobo.
choosing The Rock for Black Adam, I do not mind at all.
No,
But do you think?
Come on,
He
y'all.
looks
But is
just
it?
like what Black Adam would look like.
But is
I
The
mean, if you're gonna
Rock?
try,
If The Rock is, how do I want to say this? If The Rock is like the biggest name in Hollywood, and his movie that he was, fighting for a decade plus
right?
flopped, do you think Superman is going to hold is going to be above that? Is Superman big enough
Shit.
to outshine The Rock in his own superhero movie?
Fuck yeah, man.
So
It's
you know what
Superman.
my
Then yeah,
feeling is?
that's
It's Superman. It's
Yeah,
Superman.
and my feeling is that, and I think there's an elephant in the room that people aren't acknowledging. But I think the truth is after 15 or 20 years of superheroes like dominating the box office, people are just tired of superhero movies, man. And it's just superhero fatigue. And it's like, okay, like, give us something else. And I think all these studios would be best served to pause, do something else, man, for a bit, and then rehype it. But that's my personal feeling. Like, I feel like the general public, not nerds, not people who are into it. Like Ultra makes a good point. We knew who Black Adam was. We were gonna go see the movie no matter what. But,
right.
right. It's like you're trying to appeal to people who are not into comics, have never seen it, blah blah blah. I don't know that people are interested. I think Avengers Endgame was the end of the cycle, and they should have seen the writing on the wall and said, "Give it 4 or 5 years, put these things into production, then let's go on another run." But they just kept pumping and pumping and pumping, and it's because
A
these movies aren't
dollar.
bad. Yes,
Well, I mean, we're
but
talking about decades now. They've been pumping though. They've been
yeah,
pumping, yeah, for
correct.
decades.
Right. And for decades, guys like Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese have been saying, guys, eventually people are going to get tired of this.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And they've been around, like, these are guys, masters of film. They've been around long enough to know at some point people it's like us growing up in the 80s. Fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, all these like
Sylvester
Kung Fu.
Stallone.
Right. All these action movies that were like, they dominated the box office for 7 or 8 years in the 80s, and then they went away. And I think that's what you're seeing now, is you're seeing that they kind of peaked, and now people are like, okay, another Batman, another Superman, another, like, fuck, we've had how many Supermans in 10 years?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking nuts, dude. We've had how many Batmans in 15, 20 years?
Right.
New Predators suck.
Right. Like, how many Predators, right? And they're doing
Oh,
another.
my bad.
Right. They have another Predator coming out now.
Right.
Oh no, the new Predators are on TV right now, and they suck.
Oh, Prey?
No, the Predator and Predators.
Oh,
Which
yeah, I
one's
didn't like
on
that.
right?
Brody.
Oh,
Prey
the Adrian
fucked
Brody
all-
Predator.
Oh, I like the
I don't-
idea of that movie, but yeah, it wasn't great.
They haven't pulled off the Predator correctly, I don't think. Ever, you had the first movie and they laid it down. The second one,
Harry Potter.
yeah. The second one, I think the second one opened up. Now, I don't think the second one was as good as the first one, but the second one opened up the door to that universe.
The second
So-
one was fun in ways.
Yeah, they opened up the door in the universe that then they went wild with it. But I'm like, man, if y'all just would have fucking stuck what was already been written, yeah, it would have went better. But y'all went this way. Y'all went this way with it.
Prey sucked too.
But
They all zigged when they should have zagged.
yeah. But I like what they did with Prey. I did
I
like
like
what
Prey.
Yep.
I like Prey.
And in that Prey, man, what I really love about the Prey, this is my secret little thing about Prey, was that damn gun. I'm like, that gun is the same fucking gun that motherfucker gave
Oh, the
Danny Glover
musket
in Predator
thing?
2.
Yes.
I'm like, there's a fucking story all up in that
Yes.
shit about that gun.
Yes.
And I'm like, they just introduced that shit. I'm like, oh, y'all got me. Fuck, man. He killed the bear. I was sold on the Predator. And then then the gun showed up, and I'm like, oh fuck, man, come on. I'm like, now I'm on board with this. I know they're trying to do a second one. I'm like, go ahead. I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't know if the new one that's coming out is a sequel to Prey, but it's just called Predator Badlands.
It's not, but I think it's the same director, which
Okay.
gives you hope that he's got a finger on the pulse. As Roughshod was saying, he was able to connect the second with the first, and that lore, that history. So hopefully it's in good hands. But there's always someone at the studio, dude, that's just like,
tinkering.
Hey,
tinkering. They're
yeah,
like, why don't you do this? Nah, man, nah.
yeah. Our
The,
screen
Yeah,
says
like
that
I still
She got bedazzled bees.
Because she wear like the look.
like I've always been just so disappointed in the original Spider-Man trilogy because you've got Sam Raimi, who was an established director at the time. He
great
made the
director.
first one. Everybody loved it. He made the second one. It is heralded as one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. And then the third one, the studio has to jump right in and say, hey, let's put Venom in this movie where it has no place in it. Let's just force all this crap. Let's muddle the waters of what you were doing with your first two movies. And then it killed the franchise. And then years later, finding out that there was a script and like concept art for a fourth one where Bruce Campbell was going to be Mysterio.
Yes.
And John Malkovich was going to be the fucking Vulture.
Yeah.
And it's like, that would have been awesome. Could you imagine John Malkovich as the Vulture?
In the original Vulture uniform.
The studio has to stick their nose in there and say, we know best. And it's like, get the...
The only thing I liked about that third one was
yeah.
I thought Sandman.
I would have went ape shit for that. I would have been...
Listen,
yeah, he was perfect.
Yeah.
When that movie came out, I was in 11th grade and I was doing an art project. And my entire art project was based around sand and manipulating sand because of that movie in particular. Like I had these pictures I drew of my hand in different frames turning into sand, and you saw each like little grain of sand up close, just like the movie. Like that scene where he's like, trying to stand, and it was embedded in my head like Jack Nicholson's Joker. It was ingrained in my brain. And it's still a remarkable moment in a movie. I love it.
Dude, the Sandman looks great in that film. It's the only thing they got right.
The only problem that they have thrown out their Venom so many times, and I'm like, can you just do it properly, please? Can you just tell the story like it should be told and just let it happen?
Totally.
Do it good. And you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah. I haven't even seen the third one.
Well, that's like the thing what they did with the Venom
I've seen the third
movies.
one.
And
I've seen the third one.
I like the... Oh.
It's crazy. The third one is wild.
I like the
Last Dance.
I like the Venom movies for popcorn flicks, but
yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
I mean, Tom Hardy. I could watch Tom Hardy in anything.
Yeah.
First of all, like Peaky Blinders.
But the problem with the problem with the Venom movies was you did like the first two Venom movies they did is like PG-13, and then the third one I think they went rated R with it. And it's like you should have been rated R right from the beginning.
Well, yeah, I'm with Ultra. Because I guess I have different feelings about kind of the historical Venom, but I don't know. I don't know, dude. Right now, I just saw a fucking thing last week, a 6-hour stream where they showed like 88 characters for some movie, and I was like, how many fucking people are gonna be in this movie? Like, what 3 seconds cameo for 2.5 hours? But
right.
They Venom. I don't know. They can hook him up. They really can if they wanted to.
Well, Venom in the comic book was a much more adult again, rated R is the only way you
Yeah.
should begin with. You know, Venom eats people for Christ's sake, right? So
Well, he
Especially right.
well in the comics, when he first showed up, and he was on Eddie Brock. Um,
Yeah, he was
it
nasty
was
at first.
Eddie Brock's hatred for Peter Parker and Spider-Man is what was
Yes.
driving him, and there was points where when they were fighting that Venom was aware and was somewhat cautious about what he was doing. There was times where him and Spider-Man were fighting and he realized he put somebody in danger and then stopped. There was a part of that anti-hero that was already there. I don't know if it was the Eddie Brock side. It was like, no, I ain't want to hurt that kid. I just want to hurt Spider-Man. He wasn't just on a rampage. And he wasn't eating people back then either.
oh, is that right?
He
Oh,
was
okay.
not eating people.
Okay.
Now, not to
Okay.
say he didn't eat, but he
Right.
wasn't like just eating people like a rabid dog or something like that.
Okay.
But he was focused. He was like Spider-Man, Peter Parker. That's
Okay.
the one. And
Okay.
the way that Spider-Man was able to finally get him off his back was they had a fight. They had a fight on a deserted island. Spider-Man and Venom brought Spider-Man to the island. He said, here, nobody will get in the way. There won't be nobody that gets hurt. Nobody will get in the way. It's just you and me. That's it. And Spider-Man had to fake his own death. He had to fake his own death and fool.
It'd have been easier if he just actually killed himself. He wouldn't have had to deal with all
fool
that.
Eddie Brock into believing he was dead for him to just be. And then he escaped. And I don't know how long Eddie stayed on that island, but he just stayed there. He had everything he needed. He had everything he needed. He was happy though. He was happy after that.
And then
He thought he had got him.
only way
it was over.
Shit.
The only way he
over.
escaped that island was catching a bunch of sea turtles and tying them together with the hair on his back. No,
But
that's Johnny
Darren-
Depp says that in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Dude, you will find a way to get turtles into anything.
Hey, and then
Yeah.
if it wasn't,
100%.
and that would have been it. You know what? That would have been it for Venom. That would have been the end of the story. That would have been the end of the story. But while Eddie Brock was locked up in prison, a little part of him got away and went over to his cellmate, Cletus Cassidy, and the birth of Carnage happened.
Oh,
So,
shit. Is
wasn't
that how
it-
that happens?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Eddie
it
Brock.
Wasn't it his psychiatrist?
No, he was another cellmate, man. He was like the dude next door to
No.
fucking Eddie Brock.
I mean, I thought Eddie was in jail, and then his psychiatrist was the one that ended up bringing Venom, the symbiote, into prison to get with Eddie, and then a piece of it broke off and then met with Carnage as Eddie was escaping.
In the comics, this is exactly what happened. They had Eddie Brock locked up in prison, and this was just Eddie Brock. There was no black suit, no Venom, nothing. It's just regular old Eddie Brock in prison. And he died in prison. One morning, they come to his cell. He was dead. Take Eddie down to the autopsy room. They perform the autopsy. The second they cut him open, Venom comes the fuck out. And from inside of Eddie Brock and breaks himself free. The only problem is that little cut a little bit of Venom, and a little bit of Venom was left. And Eddie Brock, that little thing came to see Eddie Brock. Cletus Cassidy. He came to see him, and he got on him in prison. And that's how it all started. Eddie Brock was still Venom and was locked up, and they went to do an autopsy on his ass, and Venom had other plans.
So they kind of kept a bit of that storyline in the second movie then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a little piece of Venom is actually what created Carnage, and
okay,
that's what brings Venom back into the game. If it wasn't for that little piece of him getting cut off in the prison, that would have been Venom would have been sailing in the sunset. His story would have been over. They could have finished it all, but nope. One little bitty piece. One little bitty piece.
You always gotta have a sequel, dude.
Hey, and then if you really can think about it, if it wasn't for the Fantastic Four, Venom would have been around in the first place.
Oh, are they the ones in the comic that bring him to Earth?
They have no clue what the fuck it is, but they give it to Spider-Man.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
They're like, here, here's a little black ball. It was a little black ball. They had it in a little field. It was itty bitty, man, like a golf ball. Spider-Man touched it, black spider suit. That was it. What are y'all barking at?
I'm actually looking forward to I'm hopeful for the new Fantastic Four movie. I personally think the Thing looks great. Like the way they captured the Thing very much reminds me of the comic books when I was growing up. So I'm hopeful that it's going to be good. I want it to be good. But I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot writing on that too.
They're bringing us Galactus.
Which is right.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's see here. The only other time we saw Galactus in a movie, y'all really fucked it up. We didn't see him.
Was that Silver Surfer?
Yeah, the second one. Yeah, that second one, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. They teased us with that sumbitch. They never gave him to us. Like full on Galactus. And it looks like you're going to give it to us this time. So I'm like, okay, the bar's real low on Galactus right now, y'all. It's really low. So they can I think I got high. I think they'll fix. I think Fantastic Four is just going to be something that people aren't expecting.
I hope so, man. And I think that's what they need right now is something to just be give us something new. So that have you guys seen Creature Commandos yet? The cartoon, the HBO.
Yes.
No, is that any good though?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. And I need.
Whenever they make what's her name,
the Bride,
Frankenstein, the girl, shit.
Yes, thank you. I am buying that fucking figure. She looks fantastic, and it sounds weird, and it's gonna come across as weird, but they made her sexy as hell, man. Like
that's weird.
You're right. Frankenstein's bride, man. She looked good. I'm like, I need a figure of that.
She is epic in that thing, man. I'm like, oh my damn.
They gave her almost like the what's the Street Fighter girl, Cammy? They gave how they gave Cammy some peach. They gave the Bride of Frankenstein some peach. But she was great in that. She was great in that, dude.
And I want to say, and I have to get with Virgo, but I want to say, if y'all ever watched that show Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh yes. I know of it. I've never watched it though.
Oh, that was great.
The ship that they flew around time in, the computer voice, the computer.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the computer voice from Legends of Tomorrow the same voice as Frankenstein girl? I can't remember her name. I keep forgetting her name.
Vina Ermin.
Yep. I got one.
And she was in Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan show, she was in Obi-Wan.
Yeah. She gets around.
Now she's good, dude. She's a good actress, actually. What's it, Gideon?
Hey, fumbling.
Yes, Gideon. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's all
she was Gideon.
Steve Frost. Thank you.
Oh, do you know that? They actually made Gideon. She became a hologram, and she was being played by the lady finally on the show. They moved her from being just a computer voice. They actually got her onto the show.
Oh, did they really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Steve Frost says he loved it, and then he's the one who called out Gideon. So he knew.
Yeah, Gideon. Yep.
Yeah,
that's what her name was.
Yeah, I never saw it, but it lasted quite a few seasons, so it had to be good.
I liked it.
Do you know? Do you guys know what Obi-Wan Kenobi's? Do you guys know what Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother and sister's names were?
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No. You got Obi-Wan, and you had Obi-2 and Obi-3.
I knew it was going to be something like that. I was like, all right, it's dad joke time. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of old comic books and old ass comic books. Well, John Carter.
Oh shit! Hey, wow, dude!
This was a fun movie.
It was a great film. It's
Yeah.
the comic is one of the most iconic comics. People who knew, but again, who was Disney marketing that towards? People who listened to fucking serials in 1948. Like, dude, like,
Right.
right? It's just and then very little advertising, but it should have been a great film into a great series. It should have been.
I agree. It was a lot of fun.
And it just ended up killing Gambit's career.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It killed
really
Gambit's
did.
career. He couldn't even make Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, dude. Crazy. What is that one? The Punisher? I can't see it, sorry.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
No,
Guardians-
this is the birth of Galactus.
Oh shit. Okay.
I believe that's what this one is.
So I tell you, so I don't get around to reading collecting hard comic books anymore. I put everything on my iPad. But one that I did grab hard copies of is this Something is Killing the Children series. So I don't know if you've heard of this. It's kind of like Stranger Things, but adult style with kids, but it's extremely graphic and extremely adult. And it's 8 books, and Netflix just auctioned it to be a TV series. So hopefully they
cool.
keep it. Yeah, they keep it adult. But if you're into comics and you want an independent comic, this Something is Killing the Children series is fucking amazing. It's really good. And if you like Stranger Things, then you're gonna love this.
Yeah, Stranger Things is really good. I like that show a lot.
I hate that they take like decades to put out a season.
Yeah.
I mean, they take the longest time.
Yeah, dude, it kills the momentum, right? It was like I have to admit, like my wife was talking to me the other day. She's like, "Oh, Stranger Things is coming out." And I was like, "When's the last time we watched that?" She was like, "Oh, I think like 3 years ago." I was like, 3 years ago? Holy fuck! Like, yeah.
Man, does it really take y'all that long?
No.
Yep.
What y'all doing?
And now they're not kids anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of like I've never seen Seafrost has never seen Stranger Things. So Seafrost,
Oh man, it's good.
Watch that shit.
he's on record as knowing everything about Legends of Tomorrow, but does not know Stranger Things. I don't know, Seafrost.
You got to go to the Upside Down Stranger Things. Stranger Things, See Frost. Watch it. Watch the
I
first.
think you'll like it, dude. Give it a whirl. And then
You ain't tossing it.
And then Ultra Elijah was saying that the last comic he bought was Ultraman. That's a good pick.
Oh man, I buy comics all the time.
Yeah,
like right here, this one. This was a series I started to get, I don't know, years ago when it first came out. It was where Captain America was actually a Hydra agent.
Yes.
And I ended up getting, I don't know. Or no, those ones don't go to it. There's 10 in this series, and I didn't get all 10 of them, but I got as many as I could. I got a bunch of the spin-offs where it was everything going on in between them and shit, and they're really, really, really good. But then I was like, fuck this. I'm sick of trying to find all the individual books. So I just went and bought a whole I bought an omnibus of it, the whole thing.
Now, is there apparently, I think one of the movies kind of alludes to those comics, right? Where Captain America is a Hydra agent.
These comics actually are based around the movies. So if you're reading this, it's basically a what if. If you're reading this comic here,
right, okay,
you might as well interpret this as Steve Rogers from like the Chris Evans and stuff like that.
Right.
So when I initially read the first issue, and when Captain America makes his first initial like turning on his friends, I was literally like, oh my fucking God, could you imagine this had been a movie?
Oh,
like,
that would be cool, dude.
People would have lost their minds at Chris Evans being, because what happens in this is there is a war going on the planet Earth and out in the out in space. So Captain America he was given total reins, like the president gives him all control over all the military, everything on Earth. And once Captain America gets all that power, right in the middle of battle, you've got Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and all your galactic heroes out in space fighting. You've got all your heroes on Earth fighting. And Captain America literally says, all right, it's arrest everybody now. And so when they're in the shield hangar, all of the good guys that aren't Hydra agents all get arrested. They all get either killed or arrested. He then implements the I forget what it was called, but before Tony Stark died in this series, he made a protective orb around the planet, so outsiders can't attack Earth like he wanted to do in the movie. He wanted Ultron to be Earth's protector. He basically does that in the comic book, but it's not in effect yet. Captain America waited until all the heroes that were super powered were off the planet, and then he puts that force field up, locking them out of they can't come back to Earth now. They're now stuck out in space. He then turns the Void, which is Sentry, uses that against the heroes, and then uses the Void to block out all the heroes that are on Earth. So now they're stuck inside the Void, not being able to get back onto the playing field. Like, he completely strategized how to take over the planet while still being a good guy. And once the president said, hey, you've got the nuclear launch codes, you got whatever you need to stop this alien invasion, unbeknownst to them, his plan was to get all that information and then turn Hydra and take over the planet.
So
and
he
it's
ordered
amazing. I mean, here's
that's awesome.
yeah, he ordered execution of 66. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
order 66.
here's this issue, which is all about, like, this is all of the defenders being locked inside the Void during one of the issues.
That's cool.
You've got Thor coming back to Earth being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I need to step in and intervene now. You've got Sam Wilson putting on his Captain America suit to step up. And then in the 10th issue, I don't know how well you can see this. Let me turn the light on.
Is it told from the perspective of Captain America, or is it from the perspective of the heroes rebelling and overthrowing Captain America?
It's from the perspective of both, if that makes sense. You get insight on Captain America and why it's happening the way it's happening, but then you're also following the heroes outside of that as well.
But he's clearly the bad guy in this story arc.
He's the bad guy, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, here he is. It's hard to see. I'll try to get the angle right. But there he is in his full Hydra outfit, and you've got all the heroes dead and decimated and just destroyed.
That's wild.
And when this was out, when this got released, the I don't know what is the illustrator or the author is, but he was getting death threats because how dare you take Captain America and you make him Hydra, you make him a Nazi. And I was like, that's the selling point, though. That's the whole reason they're doing it, is how dare you do that to him?
Yeah, of course.
And that's why in Infinity War, whatever which one it was, or no, Endgame, when they go back and get the stones, Captain America leans in and he goes, yeah, hail Hydra. And it's like a little like, oh fuck. Like that's a little bit of a comic book thing there. And it's cool. I really like that idea. It would make, going back to the comic book fatigue, I'm not going to say I don't want a Captain America 5 with Sam Wilson. Like, I'll see it. But if you gave me a Captain America where it's Chris Evans coming back for the right reason, the storyline made sense, but he is secretly the villain and he's a Hydra agent, you have now given me a little bit more reason to want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you took Robert Downey Jr. and he was Iron Man, now he's Doctor Doom. It's like, maybe that can happen in the comics. Maybe that does happen in the comics in a way. But you've already established this guy is dead. And now you're just saying, let's bring Robert Downey Jr. back for the sake of it, where maybe in another timeline, when our Captain America was returning like the hammer and returning the stones and stuff like that, maybe he fucked up a timeline where instead of him being a good guy, he's now the Nazi. I don't know. I find that more interesting than just saying Robert Downey Jr. is now Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, dude, I agree with you. I think that's a miss.
I'm holding out on that whole Robert Downey is actually Dr. Doom until they show me that he's Dr. Doom, because I'm not sold.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I ain't 100% sold on that.
I'm not 100%.
I got a I think he's going to end up being the Beyonder and can do whatever he wants.
I think he's going to be something crazy like that too.
And it ends up.
I think it's going to be more
Robert Downey Jr. at all. So I'm thinking Robert Downey Jr. might teach his back for one movie, or something like that, to just be a face. But I still think they want to do that Secret Wars, and that Beyonder character, man, it's just sitting in the back of my head. I was like, they got to introduce him somehow, and this would be the way to do it.
You have to introduce him somehow, yeah.
So is the Beyonder the big baddie?
You do.
He's not even a baddie. He's just he's on that God level where he's like, no matter what you do, y'all end up destroying each other. And he ends up getting like the top 10 villains and the top 10 heroes and decides to just have a battle, arena battle with these people, and whichever side won was going to be the ones that ran whatever came next.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's a storyline of Secret Wars?
Basically, yeah. It's more intricate than that, but basically it's like, I'm going to make y'all fight. The bad guys and the good guys are going to fight each other. And it not necessarily has to be a bad guy on a good guy.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it does not necessarily have to be that, because you're gonna have some of them anti-heroes. Them guys are in the middle. That
right. You got
go
flipping,
either way.
You're gonna have flip flops.
Yeah.
No shit.
But he has them fight each other.
I gotta look.
He has them fight each other, and they have a. It's just like it's like Mortal Kombat. You have
Now I know in the Spider-Man animated series, they had the Beyonder come in and do all that Secret Wars stuff.
Pretty close.
Now,
That's
Madam Web was part of that. Is she part of the Secret Wars?
She shouldn't be. She shouldn't be part of that.
I didn't think she was.
But
I think
since they introduced
the only reason
they might be able to, since they introduced her, maybe they swing that in there. I don't know. But
yeah, he is. He's like that God level. He's a neutral party. He looks totally unassuming.
Yeah.
Like he does not look like a guy that would be. So
yeah, it'll
be
just
cool.
A guy. He's just a dude with God power. I mean, that's literally what he is.
Yep.
This is the Beyonder. I mean, this guy don't look too scary to me, dude.
Dude, they're being nice with that right there. They're being nice with that. You need to go back further in time.
Oh,
you need to go back further.
Yeah. You look for that disco outfit. There's a disco outfit.
The animated series. That's the animated series Beyonder. Yeah, you need to look for the one that's in like the disco pajama pants and stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about like a silver white type of
oh shit. Yeah, I think
he looks like
collar.
Yeah, I think I'm
fumbling.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
In the face, he looks like Richard Ramirez.
Oh, nice.
He looks like the Night Stalker.
Yeah, there you go. That's him, man. That's the Beyonder all day.
That's fucking wild, dude.
Hey
This
man,
guy's a
hey,
god?
he's got God
Yeah.
powers, man. I mean, he makes
Yeah.
what Thanos did look like a baby.
Okay, so I
Right.
kind of see the Richard Ramirez angle now, which is you just creepy. Now I can't unsee that.
But it's gonna be a knockdown drag out fight, you know, and they did 2 of them. They did Secret Wars, and there was a Secret Wars 2. They did 2
Goatee.
Wasn't it
series on
called
that
Battle
shit.
World?
No, it was
Oh
called Secret Wars
shit!
2.
I
It
see.
That
was,
one was.
Ultra
it was Secret
Ultra
Wars 2.
Liger is saying he had a goatee in the. Yeah, I see that one too. Oh, that was yeah.
Yeah, the animated series one, he looked like Mr. Sinister, but not
Yes.
like
Yeah.
with white skin. He just looked like a regular guy with a flat top and goatee.
So
But
okay. So why does what's interesting is I googled the Beyonder and Keanu Reeves' picture came up.
what?
Wouldn't that be fucking wild?
So is that like a fan theory? That looks pretty cool, actually.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I know the fan theory is for Keanu Reeves to be, they want him to be Ghost Rider.
No, he's definitely right here. There's somebody who
But
definitely put him as the Beyonder.
the Beyonder would be kind of badass. I could kind of picture him being that role.
He kind of looks pretty badass, actually.
Yeah.
I fucking love Keanu Reeves.
Right? Like,
Well, now let me tell you this. He doesn't have his power is so great that you're probably never going to see him fight.
No,
like, at all.
right.
If anything,
his thing is
if
like
anything,
he's like
I
a
can-
Jedi, man. He just waves his hand and shit happens.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
right.
and
that's
on a
exactly what
large
I could
scale.
see. I could
On a
see
large
someone like
scale.
Wolverine. I could see someone like Wolverine, let's just say, jumping at this guy as like a threat, and the Beyonder just snapping his finger and like Wolverine appearing behind him, falling in the dirt. He's
Shit.
it is. It's very
Wolverine to show up on another planet like legit. That's
Right,
what I'm talking
right.
about. He can
No,
like
it's
do whatever. He's like Q from Star Trek. That's
yeah.
exactly.
Okay. That's
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that type
yeah,
of power.
Okay, that's a good reference point, actually.
My bad. I forgot about good old Q, but that's
Yeah,
exactly what you're dealing with the Beyonder.
That's a good
Somebody that can just do whatever. And for his own pleasure, he's like, I'm gonna pit y'all against each other. Whoever wins gets to decide what happens.
So it's confirmed that MCU is going to do the Secret Wars arc.
Yeah, but they're definitely going for Secret Wars.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many movies are going to lead up to it.
Okay.
But that's
well, they've got next year they've got Doomsday coming out next year, and then the following year after that in 2027 is when they said that Secret Wars will come out. So whatever the hell's going to be in between that.
Where does Ironheart fit?
And honestly, I don't even know what's on the pipeline for the Marvel movies. I just know Thunderbolts, but I don't know what's after that.
Ironheart.
Fantastic Four.
I don't know what they're trying to do with her.
In there, I don't know what that's all about though.
She's well,
and that'll be a Disney
for
Plus.
her to fit into MCU. She's going to be taking Iron Man's spot.
Oh, so that's a Disney. That's not a motion picture. Ironheart. That's a show.
No, it'll be a Disney Plus show.
Ironheart first showed up in the MCU in the second Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
She showed up there.
Okay.
And she built an Iron Man suit essentially. She built her own Iron Man suit.
Is that his sister?
No,
she's not related at all.
Yeah, she's not. Okay.
Which I gotta say, I find it quite ridiculous that she was able to build the thing she did while being a college student. Where
I cannot believe she built the shit she did without getting on the ATF's radar.
Right.
That too. Because I mean, when you look at the first Iron Man movie, he had all the resources in the world, and it took him a 2-hour movie to build a legit suit. By the end of it, he's in his full Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
But this girl they introduced in Black Panther, you see her for maybe a half hour all together, and she's got a full fucking suit. And I know Wakanda gave her the newer one by the end
they
of the
hooked
movie.
it up.
But why do I not
But it's
remember? That was in the sequel? Why do I not remember that?
Yeah. Her suit was cool. I like the red look.
yeah.
I thought that was very cool looking.
You don't know.
Fuck, I don't remember that.
But it made it seem too easy that, first Justin Hammer was building like Iron Man suits, which made sense. He has all the resources too. And then you show the Whiplash's character building like Iron Man-esque stuff in his shitty little Russian house. And then you see this college girl building Iron Man-esque suits. And it's like, can anybody just fucking do this now?
Yeah.
This seems like
Yeah.
Well,
anybody
now,
with a
hey,
soldering
now,
tool can make an Iron Man suit.
the suit that she had barely survived its first flight, so
Right.
it was falling apart. It didn't have any type of shield and all. It was junky.
That's
And
true.
And
then Mr.
immediately the next time you saw her after that, they already done hooked it up. Wakanda already
That's
did
right.
what they did.
Right.
So
That's
she
right.
wasn't in her jalopy for too long.
What about
But,
Mr. Marvelous? Is there a Mr. Marvelous?
Mr. Marvelous. Mr.
Yeah,
Marvelous.
it's the African American character with the T. That TV show's coming out. Disney Plus just announced it. That's part of the MCU as well.
Oh, Wonder Man?
Wonder Man. Sorry.
Wonder Man, yes.
Yeah.
Wonder Man.
That
We'll
looks
see how
good,
that
actually.
goes.
That looks good.
That's an interesting that's an interesting character to have, to be honest.
Yes,
that's
it is.
something that could be explored pretty good.
See, that's where I was back when they did Ultron. I know with Ultron's origins, his sentient mind is from Wonder Man. So I always thought, I was like, this is interesting that they're doing Ultron without having a Wonder Man involved. And now that they're going to do a Wonder Man, is he actually going to be like as powerful as he is in the comics? Is he going to matter? How's he going to come into the... It's interesting how they start making these characters now that their moment to shine has already been kind of shown in movies prior.
Right. Yeah. In the comic books, actually, he's had a lot of versions. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black suit with
So
a big old W. That's what I remember him as, with red eyes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious to see how it all plays out.
Well, you bring one, they want. I think Marvel wants to fuck around and do West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, that's what this looks like. I was gonna say, what's his?
And that that he was part of that. War Machine was over there.
Yep.
So it's, I don't know what they're dabbling. I don't know where. I hate when they dabble. It's like, do it or don't do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Don't do. There is no try.
Hell no.
100%, Yoda.
That's
Yoda
right.
that
You know
shit.
it. Because West Coast Avengers also had Green Lantern. No, who was the characters? But that was a cool. I'm just looking it up now. That was actually cool. Like, there's a cheetah girl. I don't know who every.
Tigra.
Is that who that is? Yeah, no, and it was Hawkeye.
Yep.
Hawkeye, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Who is that? Is that Red Scarlet? Or who's that? Scarlet girl.
Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch.
That's Scarlet
Yep,
Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
And then there's then her husband. It's
her brother Quicksilver. Her brother Quicksilver.
No. What's his the dude here?
Oh, Vision.
Yeah. I know this shit. I'm just sorry. I'm pulling a blank.
Oh no. It's all right.
Wasn't U.S. Agent one of the West Coast Avengers?
Who the fuck is this guy? Who's this big guy in the green?
Oh, you got me on that.
Would you look up for a second? I've seen a minute of your time.
Who's that guy?
That looks like
Wonder Man.
That could be Wonder Man, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming a lot of varieties.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
you're right. That is Wonder Man. That's cool. This would be a cool. Also, listen, Moon Knight was a good show. I enjoyed it.
I like Moon Knight too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people weren't like the biggest fans of it, but I liked.
Who's that girl?
Hang on. Mockingbird.
Mockingbird, yeah. I
Okay.
initially wanted to say Black Canary.
Let's go.
She looked just like her.
Who does he get?
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, the West Coast Avengers. I mean, they came mid '80s, I think, somewhere in there when they first
See, that's what
started
I
as
think the
a comic.
Thunderbolts is going to be. I think they're going to be some sort of Avengers group.
Right. And like other people, it looks like they also rotated. I see one with I picture with Iron Man, and then that looks like, I guess, hopefully this wasn't Madam Web.
Oh no, that's
Spider Woman.
yeah, I think that's Spider Woman. Yeah.
Oh, Ant Man was part of the West
No,
Coast.
that's Spider Girl.
Is that Spider Girl? War Machine, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, that are pretty cool.
Just like the West Coast
Yep.
Avengers had, not the main players. You
Mm.
had the big guns on the Avengers, and the West Coast had everybody
Right.
else, but
They would throw
those
in some of the
obscure
main people that
characters
way
that
you'd
you
be
can
interested in it, but it was mostly like the C level.
I'm with Ultra Liger though. It's interesting. Okay, Ultra, I will say this. I was like you. I couldn't get through Moon Knight, and then I said, okay, frame of mind, sit down, watch it again. And when I got through it the second time, I was like, God damn, this is a good show. But upon the first viewing, I agree with you, dude. I couldn't get through it.
It was tough. It was
See, I
tough.
never
It
had
was
an
like,
issue
what
with
the
it. I
hell is
liked it right
going
from
on
the
with
jump.
this?
I was all on it.
Yeah. No, it took me a second to give it like just sometimes frame of mind. You're like, oh, like, do I want to think a lot here or do I just want to be entertained, right? So, but apparently they're not making a sequel, which sucks. They're not making a season 2. And this is another thing with fucking. I hate
That
to
does
say it,
suck.
like, yeah, like it's something that I really hate about Disney and the Acolyte. I point to because again, I'm a Star Wars. I liked the Acolyte. It wasn't the greatest, but I liked some of it. And it's like, if you're only going to give something one season, then don't fucking do it.
I'm
Like,
telling you,
Yeah.
it hurt my feelings.
yeah, it's like,
Or
God,
for if you're going to do it for one season, then just have
Or make it a one-off.
finality to
Like, just make it
yeah,
specifically, yes.
yes, like a beginning and an end, and not a because it's just it's like people forget. Like if you look at Breaking Bad, Breaking
Oh, I
Bad had
stopped.
Yep.
I knew it. Oh man, once I found out what happened, I was like, man, I can't do it. I got the whole season. I probably need to finish. I need to watch Better Call Saul too because that's tied to it. But I'm like, I don't want to because I already know what happened.
yeah, and and the thing is it had 2 seasons.
Breaking Bad is my #1 favorite show.
No, and I understand, but even you'll agree there was 2 seasons in there, season 3 and season 2 and 3. Dude, you had to force yourself to get through those seasons. Like,
Yeah.
but if you give
Yeah.
a show time, look at the payoff. Like, you can't kill a fucking show after one season with the amount of money you're spending.
No.
Like,
some of them,
Well, that's like-
as long as the payoff is good, I can deal with a slow burn. I can
yes,
deal with a slow burn as long as the payoff. You give me that payoff. Now, if you fuck the payoff, then now you done pissed me off. I'm like, you done wasted my life.
correct. But like, the ideas that were introduced to the Acolyte led into so many great things. And that's why I honestly think we're not done with the Acolytes. But again, if you're only going to give it one season, man, like, and again, if you're only going to do 8 episodes, don't do 20-minute or 30-minute episodes. What the fuck is that? Right? Like,
Right. Draw it out.
Yes. What's Daredevil? Daredevil's 45 to an hour.
They're like 45 minutes to. They're like 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, like Star Wars, for all their shows, they're averaging 25 to 35 minutes. Like, what is that?
Yeah, that's crazy. You would, and especially I remember when I watched the Obi-Wan show, or at least the first few episodes, and I didn't realize they were only a half hour long.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, this is Obi-Wan, and we're giving him a 30-minute fucking show with a 5-minute intro and a 4-minute outro.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, dude. And this is where I think Disney is just fucking missed the point of it in some ways.
Well, we were talking about Swamp Thing earlier, the show.
Right.
And it got canceled like after its first episode.
but they still, you know, made the entire show, obviously not knowing it was going to get canceled. But the thing that annoys me, I watched that entire show. I got it on DVD and I love it.
It's a great show.
They knew they canceled it, but yet they still added a fucking end tag teaser for potentially a season 2. And I'm like, don't even fucking add that in there. Just edit that part right out.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that this guy transforms into fucking Dr. Phosphorus or whatever the hell his name is, and he's a giant tree monster. I don't want to know that could possibly be cool and see that. I want to not know it exists.
Yeah, totally.
Because now when I watch that show, I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to end it like 5 minutes before the show actually ends because I don't want to believe that there's more to this.
Yeah, it just, you know, again, you got to give stuff a chance to grow and get an audience and find an audience. Could you imagine if The Big Bang Theory be canceled after season 1? Like, dude, that show went on to like fucking 15, 16 or more
For a
seasons.
long time.
Yeah, it's like,
Well, you know,
God.
and then you've got shows like I'm a huge fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it took a while for that to get going. Yeah.
Yeah, and that show's now going on like its 17th season.
Right? Like,
And
give stuff a chance, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too, because that's not even like, yeah, now it's a pretty big popular mainstream show, but you can get shows like, oh, now I'm going to draw a blank. But you can get good shows that are canceled within a year, canceled after a few episodes where it's like, that was really fucking, that had potential. But then you've got shows like It's Always Sunny where, again, it's not supported by a huge corporation. It's a casual viewer show. If you know about it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. But the fact that it's been on TV for almost 20 years.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I have to say, Seafrost is now saying he's never seen The Big Bang Theory, which means, so he's never seen Stranger Things or The Big Bang Theory, which clearly means this guy is Sub-Zero. Like, he's not of this planet, not of this universe. There's something not right here, man. What's going on with that, Seafrost? But yeah, anyway, yeah.
Let's see what Seafrost's next response is with this one. Hold on. Seafrost, have you seen Star Wars and have you seen Lord of the Rings? We will wait for your reply.
Lord of the Rings. Hey, so what do you guys, have you guys watched The Rings of Power?
No.
No? Okay. Cool.
Not because I don't want to. It's just I haven't come across it to sit down and say, let's watch this.
But again, a show that the first season people were like, oh, but then they said, listen, we're going to keep this the second season. And now people are like, holy shit, this is getting amazing. Again, give it a second season. Right? So I watch a lot of old stuff. I watch MASH, Golden Girls. Wow, that's a good call out. Golden Girls was good, boy. I don't think
Lord of the Rings, yes. Star Wars, only one movie, and I can't remember what one.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Lord of the Rings.
So that answered my actual question, which I was gonna say, if you've seen both of them, which is the superior trilogy? Now,
which is the superior trilogy? Well, come on, let's be honest. Lord of the Rings is cinematic history. Nothing was done ever on that scale. Even as a Star Wars shill, I will never say that the original. Well, okay, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
One spawned an entire generation of filmmakers and ideas. Ooh, no, okay. I just realized.
It's a hard one to answer because you do have to weigh the movie aesthetic itself, but also the influence of what these movies are. So yeah.
Yes. Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to say Star Wars. But damn, man, Lord of the Rings, they did stuff nobody had ever done before.
Yeah.
right? And it's fuck. I can remember sitting. I could remember. I don't know this is how bad I like Lord of the Rings. I can remember after the third movie released here in Canada, they did all day screenings where they started at 9 in the morning, and you would watch all three extended cuts, which took you to midnight because the extended cuts are 4.5 hours each.
Yes.
And we did that like multiple occasions, like sitting in a theater for fucking 12, 14 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's it. Oh, C Frost with the Star Trek. Okay, that's all right. Star Wars, yeah. Woman Who Laughs, yeah. I can't
See,
stay away from the Rings. Ooh, interesting. My wife is the same way, actually.
oh man, I don't know if I've ever watched a movie that's kind of in my wheelhouse where I couldn't stay awake for it. Chris, when I put The Thing on earlier, and I've watched that movie 100+ times, I couldn't help but every time I walk by the TV, just stop and just stare at it like it was the first time I've ever watched it again. Like,
Fuck yeah. What
man,
about you,
movies
John?
are so.
What's that?
Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, man? That's a tough one.
It would be Star Wars for me.
All right. Virgo's got no opinion on this one. This is impossible.
Virgo, baby.
I'm busy talking to Cass.
Oh, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Is that even a question you want to ask me?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Mm.
That's a tough one for me. 'Cause
Wait,
I'm on the fence.
I get what the
thought you
woman who
answered
laughs. I get what she says. I get what she
Virgo
says.
will go with Virgo will take Star Wars over Lord of the Rings.
All right, so I think right now most of the consensus is Star Wars.
No, we talking business right now. So that can wait.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
It is when you deconstruct it. It's a hard conversation because if you want to just go with what is your fandom, which one do you like more? Do you like the science fiction or the fantasy? That's a pretty easy question to answer. But when I think about like, oh, okay, well, Star Wars had all these cool toys and really great games and other medias, but then it's like, man, Lord of the Rings, when I watch that movie, it hits me emotionally in a way that nothing else comes close to doing. It's super strange.
Well,
like the music,
no, go ahead.
it's just, yeah, it's a different feel.
Well, both soundtracks are great. John Williams, obviously, for Star Wars was phenomenal. And
yeah,
whoever scored Lord of the Rings, that music is iconic as well, right? Like you could argue the score for both of them. The thing that makes me particular fond of Lord of the Rings, I have to say, is when I read the books as a child, what I saw in my mind's eye is literally what Peter Jackson put on the screen.
Really?
And to do that, to capture people's imaginations from the entries to the, to just all the different characters, is an achievement that I don't think we'll ever see again. Like he really captured what people imagined and somehow managed to put that on film. But have you guys ever seen the cartoon version from Ralph Bashki? He did Fire and Ice. He did.
Yep, I've seen that, man.
Yeah. That one was fucking Ultra Elijah's right. That one was fucking great, man. That was really
like
really
the old school like cell shaded one.
Yes.
Oh, dude, yeah, I got that on DVD. I love that.
Yeah, and that's when the Ralph Bakshi was kind of doing the like real actors and drawing on top of them. Like that's
yes.
what that. Yeah. He did because Fire and Ice is fucking amazing, and they, lots of people collect those characters, right? They just released.
Yep, they just did release some.
The guy with the wolf head from Frazetta Toys, I think, did them. But anyways, Fire and Ice was fucking great, and that Lord of the Rings was sick, actually. The Hobbit cartoon is good too. I agree.
The Hobbit one's good too. Yeah, I like those ones.
Yeah, they actually did believe it or not, they did all of them. But the second and the third one went straight to video, and they were almost, because people forget the original books, there was a lot of singing. Because the hobbits always sang in the books. So for some fucking reason, that director who did the second and third one made them musicals. And you were just like, what am I watching here? Like it was so bad. But anyway, yeah, okay. That's a tough one. I like that one. That was a good one. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. I'm gonna take a poll this week at the office and ask people like, Which one?
They're
And
iconic,
tell them
and
that their
they're
jobs
both
depend
ways.
on the
I mean,
answer.
the biggest thing is with Star Wars. Those live action movies came, the original trilogy came out, late 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was groundbreaking. The
Oh,
shit
yeah.
they did with those models and shit like that,
yeah.
that was ground fucking breaking
Crazy,
at the
dude.
time. And that
Yes.
shit still, I mean, it still looks good today.
Yes.
It still looks
Yes.
good.
It's
I
the
mean,
same.
it'll beat out any fucking sci-fi original any day of the week.
For real. No, for real.
And I mean, it was groundbreaking. So, and it's all, and that was just off the hip. No book, no nothing to, nothing to, like, you didn't know what the hell you were getting when you walked in there. There was nothing, no
Right.
subject, no material, nothing beforehand. It's just, you about to get this.
Now I don't know if you guys know the story of the the script scrawl that goes up and tells you in a galaxy far, far away and explains like what the whole.
He
So
stole that from somebody.
no.
Well,
It's
they
even,
didn't steal it, but
it's even better than that. So there's a group of 4 of them: Spielberg, De Palma, Coppola, and George Lucas. They're all are buddies from school, and they have a weekly dinner where they all discuss what movies they're making and give each other's tips, pointers. And Brian De Palma says to George Lucas upon seeing the screen, he goes, "The fuck is who's the monkey guy, Chewbacca? Who's this guy? Like, what the fuck is going on here?" And he goes, "Dude, you got to put an explanation up there. You got to tell people what the fuck they're watching. Nobody knows what the fuck this is." And he was like, "Oh shit!" And then that's why he created that whole scroll at the beginning to explain this is what you're about to see. There's
No
like a
shit.
yeah, no shit. It was all over a dinner where Brian De Palma was like, "Who's this fucking monkey dude with a gun?" And was like, "What is going on here?" And George Lucas was like, "Oh shit, I guess I should explain
Dude, that's
myself."
wild to think Brian De Palma had an influence on Star Wars.
Scarface dude. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that Brian De Palma. Isn't that fucking wild, dude?
well, he did that same thing in freaking Scarface at the beginning of Scarface.
Right, he did exactly.
He set up the story about where all the Cubans were being sent to camp.
Correct. So that's
It's just laying out. It's like the epilogue. He's laying it out there, like
Yes.
setting you up,
But
which
what
is
a
needed.
difference it
I think you
makes.
need it. When you're trying to
Yes.
tell a story, and there's nothing to go off of beforehand.
Correct.
Lord
And you're
of the
starting
Rings
in the
had
middle.
a book. Lord of the Rings had books.
Correct.
Star Wars and Scarface didn't have nothing. They were like, we're going to give you this and pray. We pray.
Well, especially for
Yeah.
Star Wars, I don't know if it was George Lucas's original plan to start with the 4th movie, but you kind of did need a little bit of an explanation as you're jumping into it, because there's nothing like that for your mind to grab onto and be
Correct.
like, okay, I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be watching.
That's right.
And again, you're jumping. It literally feels like when you watch episode 4, but A New Hope, like something just happened before this, and I don't know what just happened, but I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
So just to get that little scroll of like the rebels are fleeing and the Empire's after them.
Correct.
All right, man, let's get it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Let me tell you, and you open the movie with that shit. I mean, right off the bat, you didn't warm nobody up. You're like, nah, here goes a spaceship getting shot at by this big ass spaceship.
Exactly.
And we're gonna let you see the scariest motherfuckers we got here right now.
That's right.
Yep.
Hey, listen, Andor season 2 is dropping in a couple of weeks, and I cannot wait. If you have not tuned into season 1, this is some of the best Star Wars content ever, and it has no Jedis in it, which is saying.
Can I ask what? Now I'm gonna sound like a jaded Star Wars fan or something like that, but this goes back to my mindset of, man, I really loved that fucking Aquaman movie, but knowing that there's not going to be a future, I don't really want to see the second one. Now, I loved Rogue One.
Right.
But knowing his fate, what is other than just saying, oh, it's Star Wars and it's good, what is the driving force to convince someone like me to watch it?
Yeah.
Well, you know what the end is. I mean, it is what it is. I guess here the payoff is probably going to be, we're watching him work to that status of where he gets sent on that mission to go get the Death Star plans. Because that's
Right.
what all Rogue One is about, getting the fucking Death Star plan so Luke can blow it the fuck up. But I guess we're going to have to see how the fucking robot comes into play, because he gets one of them damn security droids and
Oh,
hangs
the
out with them.
K2SO?
Yeah,
Yep.
K2SO is in it. I think it's
So-
really just a story of how the rebellion and the
Got started.
sacrifices, yeah, and how the sacrifices that were made, and really giving you that story. But I think you make a good point. But this is my thing. You look at Titanic. You knew the boat was
Yeah.
gonna sink, but you watched that fucking movie and you were like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" Because it told the story of the passengers, and I think this is what we're getting here with Andor.
That's true.
We're getting to see the story of the people that got those plans and what sacrifice they made to get the plans there. I think
Right.
it's interesting, right? To just see the inner workings of the Empire and the rebellion, and that's really what it comes down to. I enjoy good storytelling, but knowing the ending to me, because I really thought I felt like that when I remember going to see Titanic, and I was like, the boat sinks. I already know this, but dude,
Yeah.
that's 3.5 hours of cinematic gold, right?
Yeah.
I feel you. No, that's a good selling point.
Right? It's
Now, with, I don't know where Andor is going this season at all, but I mean, I know he's going to fly a TIE fighter. That much I know.
dude. I know we're
Is-
getting Vader, Krennic,
I was
KSO.
gonna ask, is
Yeah.
Krennic, was he in the season 1, or are they introducing him now in season
They're
2?
introducing them now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna get Krennic. We're gonna get Vader. We're gonna get somebody else that they were alluding to, but I can't remember. But anyway, no, we're gonna get some. And it's interesting.
You should wear whoop ass hair now.
I try and avoid as much of the previews as I can. I don't want to be spoiled. It's so
Yeah.
hard not to, but yeah, I agree with what the woman who laughs says. I think Rogue One is one of the better modern Star Wars films. And I'm not as down on the sequels as others, but I can absolutely see why people absolutely hate the sequels. I totally get it. Like The Last Jedi to me is blasphemy. And if I ever meet the director of The Last Jedi, I'll punch him in the face.
Which one was? Is
I'm
that
going to
the?
jail.
Was The Last Jedi the second new
Yeah,
one or the
second one.
third new one?
The second one, where Luke becomes some weirdo, emasculated dude drinking blue milk and making weird prophecies of how it was all bullshit. And anyway, it just. Oh.
Now, can I ask? Because to me, some of that made a little bit of sense. Some of it.
No. There's
You had
yeah.
now you had Yoda, who went into, I don't want to say hiding, because however you
did.
want to label it.
Was hiding. Yeah,
You
Yeah.
had Obi-Wan almost go into hiding, or to watch over the babies, but he kind of was in hiding still because the Jedis were all wanted.
Yeah.
Now I know it's different context.
Yeah.
But is it nature for the Jedi to pull themselves away when they fail? Is that too far out of reach for him to have done that? Now, I'm not saying throw the lightsaber away, renounce your fucking Jedi ways, but is it too out of the crazy for him to actually say, I failed whatever my mission was, and I need to step away because of the power I may have or whatever? I don't know.
Yes, it was totally not within the character. And even if you look at the EU, the whole part of him almost killing Kylo, and people are like, "Oh, Luke would never go to the dark side." Yes, he's gone to the dark side. He actually goes to the dark side in the original trilogy. You could see that part of him where Vader says,
Yeah.
"I feel your anger." So that's not out of character. But yeah, the whole like the Jedi Order is lost and I can't do anything about that. That's just not the character, and it hasn't been in any version, right?
Okay.
Like, it just. Yeah, I don't understand the direction. And again, not a fan. Some people love it because they think it's like, highbrow filmmaking from Ryan Johnson. But I think it's just a terrible, terrible take on a beloved. And when Mark Hamill is on record as saying, "I told him this is fucked up." that like the guy who's been playing the character for like 30 years is like, dude, I would never do this. And you know something's wrong, right? It's
Yeah.
and again, I have no problem with Ray. I think Ray is a great character. I'm looking forward to the new one if they do the new Jedi Order. I think it's gonna be really interesting. But that second one is blasphemy. I say that's the only way I can put it. It's blasphemy. And then by the time they did that, and J.J. Abrams came back to the third one, he was just trying to all his might to save it. That's why they brought back Palpatine.
I just right then and there, I don't understand why when you're doing 3 Star Wars movies that are consecutive, why you're not locking in one director for all of them.
Yeah, that was weird. And J.J. Abrams is a solid director, and
Yeah.
I think they just trusted that Rian, or however you say it, was the hot kid on the block, right? He was coming off of the Glass Onion movies,
Oh, he
on
did do
Netflix.
that movie, didn't he?
Right. And I think he did. Is he the one that did?
I
He
liked
did
that movie.
Monsters or some independent low budget movie that was very, very well received. So he was kind of the hot kid on the block. So they're like, let's give him. And I secretly tell people that I think he was a kid who heard his parents talk about Star Wars so much that he purposely set out to fuck the franchise. Right? Like
That little bastard.
Yeah. Like just fucking weird. But anyway, whatever. It's done. What's done is done. But what sucks is every film afterwards has suffered the echo effect of those choices that were made in those sequels. And Rey deserves a better shot than she got. Because people arguing that like all of a sudden she's got the Force. You're like, yeah, but if you watch the original trilogy, Luke for 7 minutes trains with a fucking lightsaber and a ball on the Millennium Falcon. In the next movie, he's like, in the Bantha upside down Force.
Right.
With like, he's a Jedi. It's in him. Like, what do you expect? Like a whole movie dedicated to training her? I had no problem with her character at all. But
no, me neither. But
if you look at the first one, it's clear to me that Finn, they kept alluding to the fact that he might be Force sensitive or something.
100%.
And then they just totally abandoned it. It was like,
then they relegated him to literally the side character where he should have been, and I'm not saying he should have been Han Solo, but he should have been like we should be talking about Finn as this heroic male character.
Correct.
And they turned him into a pandering simp.
Yeah, it was fucking like just weird creative decisions. And because you can tell in the first one, Kylo looks at him at one point. Like it's clear that he's got, why would Kylo look at him? Like he's got Force sensitivity and then just gone, whatever, Finn, right? And then horses in space. And there's just so many decisions in that fucking movie, man. Yes,
when the whole scene when they went to that casino. Nobody gives a shit about this girl wanting to liberate these fucking animals that are held captive inside. No, get her off the screen in this side story. This is like a Disney Plus stupid show now right here, and I don't like this.
Well, then listen, look, I understand we need to get past the Skywalker saga in a sense, but that doesn't mean you have to murder every character on screen.
Right.
I mean, like, we could have all just assumed they went away, make them go away, do a thing, but you don't have to fucking kill them all. Like, Han Solo first movie, Luke second movie, Leia third movie, like.
Well, look at what they did with Lando. They completely took him out of every movie until he was a necessary character. You didn't see him get shot and then be like, oh, he might die. We're going to have to take him off this. No, it's like he's just gone because he's not fucking needed.
Just weird.
And you could have literally left Han Solo alive. And I understand a lot of it was Harrison Ford wanted his character to die. Like that's something he's wanted, or he's voiced for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But if we went with fuck you, Harrison Ford, we need you for the story. Let him be alive in Force Awakens. Have him be with the rebels in Princess Leia in the second movie, where we know he's there. We don't see him a lot. We don't need to see him a lot. And then when we're doing the redeeming thing with Kylo Ren in the third one, instead of Han Solo being a Force ghost or an apparition or whatever the fuck he was to Kylo Ren, have him be the real person and put his hand on his son's face and say, Ben, I love you. You need to do the right thing, my son. Like, and then maybe he could die in that moment. I don't know. But you're right. You didn't need to kill Han Solo. And then Luke Skywalker. And then Princess Leia. And fucking Admiral Akbar. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, all I know is they wrote that Dark Empire. Dark Horse Comics wrote Dark Empire.
Mm-hmm.
They could have chose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They could have, or one of my other favorite storylines is that Heir to the Empire thing where the Thrawn trilogy. Where you get introduced to Grand Admiral Thrawn the correct way. The correct way.
Right. Going into that.
Yeah.
Is it an impossibility? I know he's in whatever show it is he's in.
Ahsoka, yeah.
Ahsoka. Can they project him to a movie villain, or is that gonna just be a TV show guy?
Nah. They definitely could, but I think I would agree with Roughshot. I think they kind of missed the boat. They missed the boat on him now.
I hate hearing that.
Yeah, they did because there's a lot more. They should tell you the story. They should have did something. I don't care if it was a special episode, some shit. They should have gave you something to really give you the background on who that dude is, who chose him to be that dude. Because
I don't know anything about him.
The Emperor picked him to run the show in case he died. The Emperor himself picked and sent his ass way the fuck out in space, way the fuck out to stay hidden.
So they could have essentially used Thrawn instead of the First Order guy.
Oh yes. It would have been
a
much better story.
Yes,
much better story, but
way better.
When you know what Ultra's pointed out, there's only 5 minutes till Cass's show. Thank you, Ultra. Sorry for taking up so much time, but yeah, we'll pick that up another time if we can. Because,
for sure.
Yeah, anyway, like any franchise, just like Marvel, anything, any IP. There's so many great opportunities, DCU, as we were talking about, but sometimes, man, people making creative decisions, they're not fans. They're investment bankers that are just sitting in offices going like, well, how do I get a return on my dollar and what's the best thing? Oh, I know. Palpatine's familiar. Let's bring that guy back.
Right.
Fucking. Right. So anyway.
Yeah. So. Well, like Ultra said, on this note, I think we will wrap up this episode of the Ace in the Hole Variety Show. I know you guys are going to pop over to Kaz's stream.
All right.
I will say it right now because I like the Star Wars talk. I think next week's episode of the Ace in the Hole Variety Show is going to be a Star Wars conversation the whole time, if that's what we want to do, because I definitely don't mind doing that. I want to thank Fumbling and Roughshod for joining us here on the show and keeping the conversations going. Because, man, I get sick of hearing my own voice.
No, thank you.
So, thank you guys very much.
Have a good evening. Thank y'all.
All right.
Ciao.
Hey, we'll see you soon. All right. And then there was just one little old me, Ace Acerson. There's still 5 of us watching. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, Liger, for keeping us informed on what's going on here in the chats. I don't always get to read them because we're in the middle of conversation and it's hard to interject, but I appreciate you very, very much. Thank everybody that's watching and that did watch. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Seafrost, the man who laughs, the woman who laughs. If I forgot anybody else that's in there, I apologize. I love you guys very much. And as always, thank you so much for watching the 10th episode of the Ace in the Hole Variety Show. Let's face it, where we talk toys, Star Wars movies, comic books, and everything in between. So right now we're going to jump over to the Casual Toy Collectors live stream. It's going to start in a few minutes, and that's Casual with a K. 21 and over. Viewer discretion is advised. It's going to get a little rowdy. This is Flex Friday. Get on over there. Have a great time. Thank you guys so much. And until then, we are going to see you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody. See Frost. Great, buddy.